here has an opportunity to do something no one in AEW has done.
Finish him off! He's calling for it! This is it! This is it! Your career's on the line here! Do it! Do it! This place will erupt when he picks him up! He's got him up! Oh, hell yeah! 1, 2, 3! Thank you! Thank you! We've got a new heavyweight champion! Climb the ladder, kid! Make yourself famous! I just had an out-of-body experience! What did we just see? What did we just see? He got him in power slam! He got him in a power slam! He got it! Simmons got it! Simmons has won the match! Simmons is a champion!
I've always maintained that reality is for people who can't face drugs.
Shit is about to get real.
You get to see your knee. Knee. Shit.
Look at the stare of the champion against the challenger.
What?
And now, Straight Talk Society presents Wrestling with Reality.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport.
The biggest match in pro wrestling history.
The two biggest superstars in our sport in the biggest event the sport has ever seen. The biggest match in the history of our sport.
Trying to run a little scalded dog here. Enough is enough. That's enough. No! Oh, God, that's enough! Stop it! Man, listen. It's tougher than a $2 steak. Who is your daddy? Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Slam! Slam! Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Lucifer's lips on the biggest size in the WWE! Somebody stop this! Somebody stop the damn man! Enough's enough!
What?
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Dennis got it real! Woo!
WWE Dynamite.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time. Let's rock.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
So to escape from reality?
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
I am reality.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Oh, it's live, pal.
Let the shredder begin!
It is now time for
Wrestling with
Reality.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Junior, look at this.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Number one, to be the man, baby! You have to beat the man! Heavyweight champion of the world. The time is now. Reality has become the present, and the final lesson of the pain game has begun. Have you ever heard a joke like that in your life? You are gonna wrestle my ass for the world title. You will have to kill me to keep me from killing you. Woo!
The 90s have been referred to as the reckoning with truth. In the 80s, everything was clouded. Nobody ever told the truth. In the 90s, the way to go is flat out. Tell no lies. That's the way we're gonna do it. When you hear something from our lips, truth it may be, and as much as it may hurt, you can count on it being exactly the way that it is.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
Oh, yeah. In the words of the great Booker T, all you other wrestling shows, we are coming for you. What is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Wrestling with Reality. Real quick, I know we've gained a couple new subscribers this week, and I appreciate you guys. So let me explain to you what this show is. This show is called Wrestling with Reality. This is our weekly wrestling show, but unlike other wrestling shows around YouTube, we don't break down move for move. We don't break down headlock for headlock and drop toe hold and all that type of stuff. We're seasoned wrestling fans that give objective views on the weekly wrestling. We don't go over every show. We don't go over every match. We'll just pick out certain highlights from the week and discuss it. We do tend to get into arguments from time to time, but it's all fun because we're all friends. We just love to talk about wrestling. What's up, Ricardo? So please make sure and hit that like, share, and subscribe button while you come in the building. Without further ado, let me bring on one of my co-hosts, MD. What's up, MD?
Peace. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah. So I know you guys are used to seeing Venkat, and Venkat will be here later, but scheduling differences. He's probably going to be showing up late at a later time going forward for the foreseeable future, just because of scheduling changes. But it's all good. MD and myself will hold it down until he gets here. Tonight's show is entitled the TNA Impact Hard to Kill review. So this will be the first time that I ever review an Impact show. This is actually the first Impact pay-per-view that I've ever seen from beginning to end, and I'm very interested to hear what MD's thoughts versus mine, just because he's watched. I'm assuming you watched Impact since its inception, correct?
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course,
so,
when it fell off, I wasn't watching it like that, but yeah, I watched it since the beginning.
Yeah, so he has a more in-depth about what it is, but there was a pay-per-view this Saturday, and I did get a chance to watch it. I got a couple of thoughts on certain things, and we will get into that. So, but before we get into that, we got to get into my favorite part of the show, which is the ratings. First of all, how much wrestling did you watch this week, MD?
I found myself preoccupied with other wrestling shows, like I watched Battle in the Valley too. I watched that. I watched a little bit of SmackDown, a little bit of Raw. I didn't watch the full shows, but I got the gist of.
What's Battle in the Valley?
I didn't watch any AEW. I don't think I did.
What is Battle in the Valley?
That was a New Japan show that they did. That was on Saturday too.
Okay. So that would explain this collision number. Okay, so that makes sense. So let's get into these ratings real quick. Like I say, the news for the week is not that much. We should blow through this, especially that MD didn't really watch any AEW. I'm just gonna run through the highlights that I saw of that show. But let's pull these ratings up. I do not have the NXT rating because here it is, 6, almost 7 o'clock. It still didn't come out. I just got the Collision rating maybe 2 hours ago. So I guess because of MLK, everything was backed up, so the ratings didn't come out as they should. AEW's ratings normally take forever to come out, So you should normally have them by Monday, but here it is. I got the Collision rating today. So that's why the NXT rating is blank, because I don't have it yet. So let's get into Dynamite from January 10th. So according to WrestleNomics, and this is where I get all the numbers from WrestleNomics, they do a great job with that. The Homecoming special episode saw an average of 797,000 viewers on TBS, which is lower than last week's 801,000. It also marks one of the lowest episodes under 800,000 viewers since October 25th, when the show only has 774,000. So AEW Dynamite seemingly is settling in that sweet spot of like 750 to 820,000. That's probably what that's probably their audience, what they're gonna ride out with. So they go on to say that while the episode didn't perform well in the total viewership, it did excel in the key 18 to 49 demo with a viewership of 377,000 and a 0.29 rating, which is a 12% increase from last week. So in the also important 18 to 49 key demo, you got almost 400,000. So that's a really good number. Basically half your audience, a little under half your audience was in that demo that you're trying to get as a wrestling promoter. So SmackDown rating, the preliminary overnight rating for SmackDown was 2.267 million, which is down from last week's 2.33 million. And for comparison, the final audience for last week's show was 2.465, which marked a 4-month high for SmackDown. This SmackDown drew an average of 0.60 in the 18 to 49 demo, which is identical to the overnight rating from last week. So even though the overall total viewership was down, they did the same thing in the demo, which again, that's you look at wrestling promotions, that's what they're trying to get, is that key demo. What's up, Bones? Yeah, they're trying to get that demo. So because there is, all right, so AEW Rampage garnered 396,000 views. That's a dead show. There's nothing you really got to say about that. So here's the interesting number. AEW Collision pulled in 400,000 viewers, down from the 402,000 from last week. So we've seen over the past 2 weeks, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision and AEW Rampage have been neck and neck with the ratings. Now we remember Collision used to be around 500,000 to 600,000, and then it fell off a cliff, and it's now tying with Rampage. So MD mentioned the Battle of the Valley show, which I didn't know anything about that. That's my first time hearing about that. And the TNA Hard to Kill pay-per-view was the same night. So I think that maybe that's what took their audience, because when they go up against football, it's not really a big deal, but when they go up against other wrestling shows, they tend to fall off of a cliff. So what do you think just first about them being neck and neck with Rampage?
I hear you saying that you're not taking into account necessarily football, but this was the first week of the playoffs. So I'm gonna give some credence to that. Not much, but some. And also dealing with Hard to Kill, which was highly advertised, being the promotion of TNA being back. It was a lot of buzz around Hard to Kill, even to the, I guess you would say, pro WWE, pro AEW crowd. It was a lot of buzz around Hard to Kill. So yeah, I could see AEW and TNA going head to head in the aspect of that. And like you said, of course, you always got the New Japan crowd, so they gonna watch it regardless. And a lot of those fans are AEW fans. So I'm assuming if they had to choose, they would choose the New Japan show with it being a pay-per-view. So
okay, you bring up the football. we watched during college football, which is historically on Saturday nights. It didn't affect that number that much. So you're saying the NFL playoff, which was the Dolphin. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. That was a Dolphin Kansas City game that got the most streams of any television show ever. So I get it. I'll give them a pass. I'll give them a pass for that. Now we'll have to look again next week. I totally forgot that game was on that night. I want to forget that. So
I understand. Shout out to Bones. Congratulations, Bones. Congratulations.
yeah, no man. Damn. Hey, so all right, let's go on. So Monday Night Raw's rating was 1.419 million, down from the 1.46. They're just getting brutalized. I mean, they can't compete during football, and it's showing. But you know, because a couple of weeks ago they did like 1.8 million. And here you are, you got a drastic drop off to 1.4, which again, you were up against, what was it, basically two Monday night games with big markets, being the Eagles in Tampa Bay and Buffalo and Pittsburgh. So we'll see how that goes once football season is over. But Monday Night Raw is like, these numbers aren't good. I mean, they're over 1 million, but considering where they were, and when we get to this day in wrestling history, I'm going to show you a number, and you're going to be like, holy crap. And I want Venkat to try to disprove it when he gets on. So they do make mention that the show went up against the NFL playoff game on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. And again, I don't have the rating for NXT because it didn't come out yet. So let's run through these weekly shows real quick. You had the AEW Dynamite Homecoming, which I did get to watch Saturday. Man, I was watching Sunday. I was watching so much wrestling Sunday. I think I watched like 6 hours of wrestling Sunday. It was crazy. So again, for this show, we're not going to go hole for hole, move for move. I just pick out matches that I think you should go watch. Starting with this one, you had Claudio Castagnoli versus Hangman Adam Page. Really good opener. Oh, so you didn't watch the show. Last week we ended the show talking about maybe AEW needs to go back to Daly's place. So it was ironic that when I watched it, they were coming from Daly's place. What do you think about the setup for Daly's place? I think, me personally, if they run that show there, it looks so good. Like it sounds good, it looks good, and it looks like a hot product versus them trying to run bigger arenas that are a quarter of the way full.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, like, I like the setup of Daly's place. I like how it's set up. I know there was rumblings saying that, just the outside area of the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium and surrounding areas was supposed to get either a remodel or just new construction. So I don't know how that's going to affect what Tony Khan wants to do. But yeah, like I said last week, I agree 100%. They need some type of studio show that gives more of a more intimate wrestling environment that's suitable for what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? I totally agree with that. Does that mean?
No, go ahead.
What'd you say?
No, I was just going to agree.
No, I was
with
going
you.
to say.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, does that mean a show like maybe Rampage gets that? I don't know. I have no idea. I think Dynamite, with it being the A-list show, yeah, it should be on the road. But you got a myriad of shows that don't need that. Rampage does not need that. Now, as far as taping, I get it, but you got a whole nother promotion that you're dealing with in Ring of Honor. Why are they doing that? You know what I mean? So at the very least, give it to like a Rampage, or give it to Ring of Honor.
Real quick, you were at AEW Dynamite not too long ago. Don't they tape Rampage at Dynamite?
Well, they didn't when I was there because they take Collision when I was
Okay.
there. They didn't take Rampage. So I mean, I guess the norm is that they tape Rampage after Dynamite. But I mean, again, even with the show that I was at, they had to tape the main event first because they knew everybody was going to leave, and that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean?
Man.
So there you go.
That's just like with SmackDown. With SmackDown, when I go to SmackDown shows, they tape the main event. They tape the show main event. They used to do main event 205 live. They used to do all that on the SmackDown tapings. But it just looked so good, man. And you felt the energy of the crowd, like the way the stage is. Everything just looks so good, man. I don't know why. First of all, I don't know why Venkat would be so against them staying there, talking about it looks like second rate and it makes them feel like minor league. That's ridiculous. Whatever makes your show, what makes them feel minor league is when you have it on a show and you could hear 10% of the crowd. That's what's terrible.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't make no sense what Venkat said. And Venkat knows that because WCW did all of their regular shows that way. It was
center stage
or it was Universal, either one.
Yeah.
So Venkat he was wrong for that.
Yeah, I thought the show, I thought it looked and felt great, and the crowd was in it. Hangman Page did pick up the win with a buckshot lariat. Again, I'm not going through the whole show. I'm just picking out certain points. So, hey, look who's here. Your champion Samoa Joe shows up, and he's cutting a promo. In the middle of his promo, Swerve comes out. So Swerve comes out. I love the way Swerve's music hits, but y'all know what I don't like is this Prince Nana goof back there dancing, and just Swerve's looking all G and looking like Nino Brown, and you got Nana in the back looking crazy. Swerve confronts Joe and says, "Hey, it's time." All right, let me see what Duran is saying. Peace, brothers. I watched MD, the political prophet, yesterday and left him a comment. Yeah, we got it, Duran. I ain't gonna say. Wait, I ain't gonna stay for this one. MD, Stacy, Nor Jansen, answer your question. And I just scolded Jansen about it. None of y'all really answered it, Duran, but just be there tomorrow. We do have a debate tomorrow, Peter Cox and Reginald Young. So Swerve comes out, and Swerve is looking cool as ever. He gets in Samoa Joe's face. Hangman Page comes out. So we wondered last week, like, were they doing the Hangman thing just to keep them busy? It looks like they may be wedging looks like they may be wedging Hangman into this feud. Like maybe we're going to get a 3-way or something like that, which I wouldn't be against. Make Hangman take the pin if you're not going to put the belt on Swerve right now, because you shouldn't be taking the belt off of Joe, but it does give Hangman something to do. So here's the thing that caused an uproar last week. So those two guys leave the ring. Then Hook comes out. And I asked y'all, MD, why should I care about Hook? I'm going to tell you something. Again, this is Trevor. Mark the tape. This made me care about Hook. He didn't have to say anything. He just came out. And I know Samoa Joe's going to beat him within an inch of his life. But the way Hook came out and got in Joe's face, like, I don't care. You're going to off me, but you're going to have a fight on your hand. This made me look forward to tonight, because they are going at it tonight. I'm assuming in the main event. I wholeheartedly expect Joe to just destroy him, but I just think you're gonna get one of those scrappy underdog stories coming out of this. I thought this was great.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that Hook is not capable. Nobody's saying that. I mean, just from a outlook of a broader perspective, it don't look like right. And we saw that it was a myriad of opinions based on what happened about what we talked about last week. So, I mean, it should be, for what it's worth. I can see Hook getting some offense in on Joe, and it's only gonna help Hook at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, You know, he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
So what do you think about me saying Hangman going to a triple threat and having Hangman take the pin so they could protect Swerve?
I can see that. As a matter of fact, that would be the better route. You know, you can't for Swerve to have all this momentum and then you turn around and pretty much bury him. No, I don't see that. I don't see that. So yeah, I can see the reasoning behind inserting Hangman in there for him to eat the pin. That's actually the right thing to do.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Chris Morales,
no, 100%.
Chris Morales says AEW needs to book smaller venues for their weekly show. See, everybody agree. I don't know why Venkat he choose to die on this hill. Now watch his next comment. Similar to what TNA does and save the arena venues for pay-per-views, it would make more sense. Yeah, Duran, if you're still there, I'll call you tomorrow. So Venkat says
but here's the thing though, real quick. Here's the thing about the smaller venues. They do book smaller venues. They just do it around the country. They're not booking like big time arenas for the most part. For some of their bigger shows, yeah, they do. But for the most part, they're booking smaller venues. Most of the places they go are like civic centers and whatnot. But they're not filling those up.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're still half full. So why? So you got to pay rent on the whole building. If you book a 6,000 seat arena and you could only put 2,000 people in it, they're not going to give you a deal on the 2,000. You still got to pay for the whole capacity. So why not just find a spot? Like not NXT does the CWC. That's too small. They need to be in like 1,000 seat venue, but get something that's like a 1,000 or 2,000 seat venue and just you got all the money, Tony Khan.
Like I said, Daly's place is perfect. It's perfect.
Very good. Looks fantastic. So Venkat said I didn't like center stage WC. I don't believe that. WCW Saturday night setting. It always looks second rate. WWF Superstars of Wrestling look better in the arenas. But WWF Superstars, they would tape like 10 shows at one venue. So they were getting, and then they'd use that footage to do other stuff. Case in point, the Piper's Pit edition when Andre the Giant snatched the chain off of Hogan and Piper was like, yes or no, and Hogan was like, yes. The crowd that they showed wasn't at that venue. That was a Superstars taping. That was stock footage that they used for other stuff. So I mean,
and that was a whole day. Whereas Center Stage, I went to one show as a child at Center Stage, WCW. You could leave, come back. Like they would do multiple tapings as well, but it was a more laid back atmosphere to where you could make a day out of watching wrestling and not have to sit there. Like Center Stage was accessible. In a huge arena taping 10 shows, that's not accessible at all. So yeah, Venkat, you wrong on that. And you're supposed to be Mr. WCW. But the way you look at WCW in the 80s and early 90s was Center Stage. Or Universal, either one.
That's typical Venkat though. He gonna pick a hill and he gonna die on it. So this was the main event. Again, I'm not gonna go over that whole show. The main event, last week I said Takeshita versus Darby Allin needs to go on the ticker for a TV match of the year. Put this one on there too. Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs in the tornado tag match against Sting and Darby Allin. This was great. Hey, I'm coming around the old Darby, man. Takeshita hit him with an overhead suplex. He threw him so far across the ring that his head banged into the ring ropes. I like that dude. Hey, I hope he can.
I've seen the highlight where they swung Darby Allin and he went across.
I hope this guy can have a long future when he could really make some money. Because I doubt Tony's paying him anything right now. I hope he gets to see like his second or third contract. Because bro, he takes some unnecessary bumps. But this was great. Sting with the back suplex through the table. Why is he still doing it? Who cares? It was great. This match was awesome. Then at the end of the match, Sting and Darby Allin win. Ric Flair is out there. Tony Schiavone's about to interview him, like, hey, you know, March is coming around the corner. Who's going to be your final opponent? Music hits that I don't know, and these two gents walk out. The new and improved Young Bucks. They done cut the hair off their face. They done put on suits. They aren't coming out looking like yeah, you're right, Bone. Chris, Darby Allin do take Spike Dudley bumps all the time. So it looks like, I don't know, it looks like the Young Bucks might be Sting and Darby's final opponent. Just they didn't have to say anything. They just came out, they did the stare down, and yes, y'all hear me say it. I thought this was great. Like, this made me want to watch it. It does. It's just like with Sting, because they said so much without saying anything. Like, they literally just looked at one another, and that was it. Like, they didn't have to say anything. I thought this was great.
So let me ask you a question then, Trevor. You don't think that Sting could carry himself in his last match being a singles match?
Against who? Unless it's Darby. So okay.
I can see that Darby and Sting.
Here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do, young schmucks. Here's what I want to do. Have Sting and Darby go against the Young Bucks at the next pay-per-view. I'm assuming they got one before Revolution, the one where he's supposed to retire. Have them wrestle in that one. Have them lose to the Young Bucks, because the Young Bucks been losing a lot. Have them lose to the Young Bucks, cause a little bit of friction, because we never seen friction between Sting and Darby, and then say, hey, for my last match, I want you, Darby. Or Darby comes up to him and say, hey, for your last match, it'll be an honor if I'm the one that gets to put you out, put you out the pasture. And you got Ric Flair there. You could do the Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, I'm gonna put you out like Old Yeller promo. That'll be great. That'll be fantastic.
Right. I think Revolution is their first pay-per-view of the year. I think.
Oh, so well, they could do this on TV then. Do this.
Yeah, they definitely could.
Yeah, do this on TV. Do this on the Dynamite. Do this on a Collision. And then you make them, they gotta lose though. To make this work, they gotta lose. Make them lose, and then have dissension between Sting and Darby Allin, and there you go. It writes itself. It'll be compelling, because you don't know if Sting's gonna win or not, because Sting is a vet. Sting is the type of guy that'll go out on his shield. He'll be like, hey, you a vet, I don't need this. So I'm going to put you over one last time. I've been carrying you for the 2 years I've been in the company. I'm going to put you over one last time, because Darby don't need to be losing to Sting. He doesn't. But I would love to see Darby as Sting's last opponent. I think that would be great.
Yeah, I can go for that. Me personally, I would rather see Sting. If I'm going to see Sting's last match, it need to be a singles match. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? And your scenario, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that.
You can't put them in there with somebody like a Miro or a Hobbs or something.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
They'll eat them alive, man. So let's get the SmackDown real quick. And again, for you newcomers, those of you that's watching, please make sure and hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We don't review every match. You just pick out the best parts of the show. So the show opens with the Bloodline first beating up Cameron Grimes. So now the whole story is the Bloodline is running roughshod. They're going to beat everybody up. And so now Paul Heyman says that all this is Nick Aldis's fault. So Nick Aldis comes out and he's like, look, Solo and Jimmy, you got a match against Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. You got till the end of the night to find a partner. What I thought he was going to say, I thought he was going to make Paul Heyman be his partner. That's what I would have done. I would have said that Paul Heyman was your partner. But what do you think about all this in this role?
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, he's straight to the point. You know, not too much mic time. Like, I like it.
And I love how he just looks menacing. Like, he'll come out there and he'll look at Roman, because you know they're going to set something up with them. Just like how they did with Roman and Adam Pearce a couple of years ago. You know they're going to set something up, because it ain't like Aldis can't go. this might be what's
Right.
going to turn him, get him back into the ring. But yeah, I really like his presence, because WWE normally hams it up with the authority figures. But I really like Aldis in this role, man. I think the crowd is starting to take to him. So that was a good opening segment, but we go from good to great. If y'all haven't watched this match, you had the LWO members versus Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. This was fantastic, man. This was, I think if WWE keeps on putting matches like this, it'll make people care about their tag team wrestling again in WWE. They gotta get those damn belts unified. Just get one belt, because I'm tired of seeing them walk around with all these friggin' belts. Get the belts unified and have them travel between show and show. I thought this match was great, man. Did you catch this one?
I saw some highlights of it. I seen Joaquin Wild doing some crazy stuff. I seen some highlights of it.
Man, who's okay? So you got Joaquin Wild, and who's the other one's name is Raul Gonzalez. I don't know if that's his name in this, but that's Raul Gonzalez. He did a friggin' springboard where he leaped from rope to rope. Man, I'm like, bro, I'm not doing like that. I'm like, man, you on regular TV, man. Why you doing that? Again, I gauge wrestling by how my daughter reacts. My daughter was just looking at this like, oh my God, I can't believe that. She's jumping all over the place. Carrillo and Humberto did pick up the win, though. Dastardly heel tactics, but great match, though. Great match. Not so great. You have Bianca Belair versus Bayley. And the only reason I bring this up is Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair won this match, but they're still showing the dissension between Damage Control. What I think is going to happen, and I'm telling y'all, we're doing the Royal Rumble prediction show next week. Bayley is winning the Women's Royal Rumble. And in addition to that, we're going to see the hugger back very soon. She's not growing her hair back for no reason. If you guys haven't noticed, look how long her hair is getting. She's growing that hair back so she could put it back in the ponytail. That hugger, they are going to
bob.
Huh?
She used to have the bob.
Yeah.
When she turned.
And look how long her hair is getting now. Like that's how I watch wrestling. I just look at little things like, she cut her hair when she turned heel, but now she's just letting it grow back. The whole time she was a heel, she kept it cut. Now all of a sudden that there's dissension in her group, and they keep showing you basically they're going to kick her ass at any point. They're going to beat her out of the group. Then the following week, she's going to come back as the hugger, or they may hold it off for a couple of weeks. No, they can't hold it off for a couple of weeks because the Royal Rumble is next week. So they'll probably do the beatdown. Yeah, they got to do the beatdown this Friday. They got to do the beatdown this week. And then she'll come back as the hugger, and she'll be the one to go after Io at WrestleMania. Because I still think they're holding Bianca off for Jade. I really think you're going to get Bianca and Jade at WrestleMania. That's what I think.
Yeah, I look at it a little different. I actually think the turn is going to happen after the Royal Rumble, because remember that, they trying to put into the angle where she's basically dead set on going to go challenge Rhea Ripley. As a matter of fact, I think Dakota Kai even said it in an interview they was doing. So I think, she's going to be torn between what decision she makes, but I think Damage Control is going to make the decision for her when they jump on her. You know what I'm saying?
So they're going basically Batista and Triple H her then.
Pretty much.
They're going to do the thumbs up, thumbs down. But you do see her going back to the hugger gimmick.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get enough legs out of that, man. Vince McMahon, he cut that off too quick. He didn't understand it. Like they wasted that. You had your female John Cena on the roster. Like you literally had female John Cena on the roster, and he cut it off at the legs just because he didn't understand the NXT, the love affair for her at NXT. So, all right. In the scary moment of the night, you had Austin Theory taking on Carmelo Hayes. Just a regular match that Nick Aldis made. So I want to show you guys something. I think I cut the sound off. Yeah, I cut the sound off and I turned the video, so you got to really pay attention to it. How bad would that have been had Carmelo not got the rotation? He was going right on his head.
Yeah, both of them would have went down bad if that wasn't the case. Because you know, if you go back and look at it, hell, I thought both of them like hit their necks. You know what I'm saying? That's almost what it looked like.
That apron DDT almost looked worse than this though.
Yeah. So yeah, man, you know, it's unfortunate, but you know, again, that's basically the temperature that we're dealing with when it comes to what us as fans expect. You know, back in the day, these things weren't required to be done on TV. They just wasn't. You know what I mean? So I think it's a fine line between putting on a good match and like just doing like out of this world type spots to try to prove a point. Some people would say they blame AEW for this. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
but you know, it is what it is.
So okay, so people that say that though, I know why they say that, because you're getting this on AEW every week. I talked about last week. Takeshita did rolling Germans all the way down the apron, the ring aisle, and I thought like even in the intro video of this show, you'll see who is it, the what was it, I forget the guy's name, doing the 640 splash and hit his head on the apron to try to get Kenny Omega through the table. Like it's like it's the Jeff Hardy, it's the it's the Jeff Hardy jumping, doing a swanton off the Titantron. It's like, okay, what's next? Okay, that was good, but that wasn't good enough. So now Shane McMahon, you go up 50 feet and jump on Steve Blackman. That wasn't good enough. Jeff Hardy, let's see how high you could go up and do a swanton. New Jack, let's throw Vic Grimes through 100 tables and crack your skull open, and it never stops, man. And I think these guys need to slow it down. Like we're well, at least me and Venkat definitely are 80s wrestling fans, bro. We were watching wrestling and getting hype when dudes was just throwing punches. Like literally, Macho Man did the most high risk. Well, my Macho Man shirts, I had to bring them up. Shout out to Kevin Abreu, who says this is the risk you take if you want to be a pro wrestler. It's unnecessary, but I get it. Macho Man was, back in the day, Macho Man was doing like the most high risk stuff with that top rope elbow. He wasn't having nobody leaving their feet like that, or he'll do the smash across the across your back while you were draped across the guardrail. Like that was the most high risk you were getting.
Yeah. Dutch Mantel, he called it the Sabu effect is what he called it.
Yeah, because Sabu,
you know what I mean? Yeah, he did some crazy stuff.
Yeah, Sabu was crazy, man. Sabu, New Jack. I think ECW is who to blame for this. Because nobody was doing this until ECW came along. They weren't doing this in WCW. They weren't doing this in WWF. When ECW came, then you got the XPWs, and then you start getting all the backyard feds and all that stuff. And shout out to the backyard feds, because me and Venkat was in the backyard fed. But we still weren't doing this though.
But I mean, the most extreme that I could see back in that era would I guess you would say like a person like Tuco. Like Tuco, but he was naturally gifted at what he was doing. Nobody else could do it. So you know what I mean? So I mean, there's that.
And guess what? Everybody wasn't doing it. It was reserved for one person. You had Tuco, and you had your Tuco, you had your Owen Hart. Venkat says Flying Brian, which was true, but it wasn't okay. Let me put it this way. Back then, you had two super heavyweights that went to the top, Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader. Now, Ivar, 400 pounds, is doing moonsaults every week.
Yeah.
Every week. You got
I
Big
know you're
Show.
gonna talk about that match.
You got Big Show climbing to the top rope like every week. Every week is like, okay, man, back then big men never left their feet. It was like you don't leave your feet. I saw a thing the other day on YouTube Shorts, I think, where they were showing things of everybody that slammed Big Show. I'm like, why the hell did they have this guy leave his feet so much? I was shocked when I saw all the people in WCW that slammed him when he was a giant. I'm like, why? Like, why they had this guy leave his feet so much? I don't know, man. But yeah, so both these guys seem to be okay, like no lingering damages. But you know, I'm just happy that
they didn't stop the match though, right?
They stopped. Yeah. If it was AEW, they would have let him go. Head cracked open and everything. There'd have been like nothing to see here. But no, they did stop the match. And speaking of just while we're on this, I want to show one more video before we move on to something that I saw on NXT. So y'all got to pay care. But again, this is like anything you could do, I could do it better. So here we go. Look at that. I don't know who that was, Chris. If you're in the chat, you'll tell me who it was because I know you watched it. But somebody going for a dive obviously didn't clear the ropes. Their opponent didn't catch them, and they do a leader face plant. Like every week. It's every week. That was bad. It's every week. It's like what? I mean, like what? I really don't get it, man. This is like, is it our fault though? Like, I mean, as a consumer, we're the people that cheer Patrick Mahomes when he gets his helmet cracked on the on the field. We're the ones that call Tua soft for having going into convulsions last year. Like it's insane. Let me see if this is Chris. Bones said Sabu top 10 wrestler. Yeah, wrestler for mine. I like Sabu. He would never be in the top 10 for me, but I appreciate what he did. So we did get a name for the new faction, the Final Testament, the new group of Karrion Kross, AOP, Scarlett, and Precious Paul Ellering. So you did get their name. I think this is going to be good for Karrion. Like MD said last week, this is really going to bolster Karrion Kross because Karrion is like really good. I loved him in NXT. And now you got these two badasses behind you. Yeah, this is going to be good. I think this is going to be good. I don't know if I like the name.
A valet and a manager with both.
Wait, say that again.
I said with a valet and a manager.
Yeah. And listen, in Vince McMahon's company, Vince McMahon, who doesn't like managers, who didn't like valets, now you got a manager and a valet on the same faction. I think this faction going to be great. And what they need to do is they need to see this is where I would give them AEW. If AEW had them, it would be better because AEW would let them bust people up. WWE's not for the busting up and bleed, and I'd have them just attack people every week and leave them bloody. Like just leave them there, just bust it up. I think it would be great. So in the closing of the night, I mean, nobody helped the bloodline, obviously. So the baby faces did get the win. Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. Now, when Randy Orton's entrance came, they did attack him. So Randy Orton didn't come to the ring, until halfway through the match. So it was a 2-on-2 for the majority of the match. Shout out to Mike in the building. Kevin Abreu says, I hope this is Karrion Kross last change. Yeah, Kross is awesome, man. It just seems like wrong place, wrong time. Because remember when he came back, he attacked Drew, and then they only had those 2 matches, and that was it. He disappeared for like a year. So yeah, I really hope, because I like him. I liked him in NXT, man. So I hope this is real good for him. So let's get into AEW Collision. See, told you we on the roll here. We almost done. We almost a hard to kill. AEW Collision. The only reason I bring this match up, because this is where I want to make MD uncomfortable. So you had Red Velvet. You had Red Velvet taking on Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna Purrazzo's in-ring debut. And now, so it's funny because me and MD, we're men. So we watch wrestling. When you see women, you look at women. And we said the same thing, like, she a little fluffy around the middle. So apparently this was a big thing that everybody was trolling her for, obviously seeing how big she got. Now, hey, it happens. I don't know if she had kids or whatever. I even mentioned the MD, and MD was like, hey, as long as she still could go in the ring, I'm fine. My question before I move on here is, how come AEW hides all these black women? Last week you had they were debuting the new blonde, so they had that beautiful woman, what's her name, Princess Amanetta or whatever. Where they been hiding her? Then you got Ring of Honor. You got Deonna Purrazzo. You hiding her. You hiding this young lady, Red Velvet, to job to Deonna Purrazzo. They only bring Kiera Hogan out when they want her to job. It's like whenever they're like, damn, AEW, do y'all have any black women on your roster? Oh yeah, just wait until we debuting a new person and we need somebody to put them over. Then that's when you see them. So Deonna Purrazzo, this gets into the conversation that they had on last night on Tape Fist Politics. If you haven't watched that show, please make sure and watch Tape Fist Politics. Last night was fantastic. Where there was a lawmaker, I don't remember who he was, but he offed himself, he unalived himself because he basically was living a double life. So, and MD, if I'm wrong, correct me, but MD was basically saying that he succumbed to the pressure. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So MD was saying he succumbed to public opinion. So here now you have Deonna Purrazzo, probably on a nice contract from AEW, because Tony Khan will throw money at anybody, regardless if they move the needle or not. So Deonna Purrazzo comes out and obviously hear the chatter online about how she's a little soft in the middle, and she is. I remember her from NXT. She was small in NXT. I don't watch Impact, so I don't know what she looked like in Impact. And even when she made her debut, MD even said something. He was like, she looked like she got a little bigger. And so here she is wrestling. So now, you know, you can see her full midsection and you can see the rolls or whatever. Big, hey, fine. It is what it is. But this is what's funny. So instead of her just proving her mettle with her in-ring work, now she has to go on Twitter. Now she has to defend herself because she's like, well, wait a minute.
Full bikini pics.
Yeah. She's like, oh, wait a minute. How dare these bottom-feeding wrestling fans call me fat? How dare them? So in true women fashion, they can't. Well, okay, let me don't say that. And what a lot of women do is they can't prove it with their in-ring work. So now they got to try to show off the body to kind of offset that maybe they're not as good as you thought. So she start posting these. Hold on, because you know I got them. So let's read this caption. This caption says, "Let's give them something to talk about." So damn the fact if you're good in the ring is like, now let me start showing you my body just to show you that I'm not fat that y'all made me think is bad camera angles. It's things like this. And again, this is a regular sized woman to me. I think this is a nice looking woman. I don't think that's a nice, I would call her a nice, healthy woman. I would.
Right.
Just because she has meat on her bones. I'm 250 pounds. What the hell do I want with a string bean?
Right.
This is a
I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem with it. I was just observing what I saw. You know what I mean? I wasn't when I made the comment to you last week, and we pretty much mutually understood what we were saying. That I didn't take what you said. I'm pretty sure you didn't take what I said as body shaming her. I wasn't doing that.
Absolutely.
All I was doing was observing. You know what I mean? I knew you had a certain body shape before. Now you don't. So what? As long as you can and see, that's the thing. You know, for her to have this reaction is weird to me, because I know Deanna Purrazzo can wrestle. I know that. You know what I mean? So you know, it goes back to the points that I was alluding to the other day. Because of public perception, she felt the need instinctively to do what she did when she really didn't even have to do that.
But isn't that their move though, MD? Because think about it. If people, so I have people that send me messages, and for whatever reason, people think I'm fat. I whatever, but they call me fat. You don't see my first reaction is to go online and be like, "Oh, see, no." I just okay,
yeah, right. Well, number one, what does it matter to everybody else? Number two, why do you care? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get that. Now that's a nice shot.
Yeah, again, this is not you never once heard, but it, and so you saying like, oh, you're like, oh man, yeah. Those two Wrestling with Reality guys are talking about this. No, everybody was talking about it. I went on Twitter last night to look for something else to see why I couldn't find the ratings, and this is all that's on my timeline. You got people in the chat and on the feeds like, oh, she got fat, and you got other guys saying that, oh, if you don't think this is a nice picture, then you may like boys. It's like it always goes to that. It's like nobody could ever just be like, hey, she looked one way, because I remember her from NXT, so I'm assuming she was even smaller than her TNA run. And when I saw her come back on Dynamite that night, I'm like, huh, she does look a little heavy around the waist. Does she have a baby? I didn't know. And the fact that MD even mentioned the same thing, I'm like, okay, it's not just me. I think I even said that. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not just me. I thought it was me.
You know, when I said something that clicked in your head, like, yeah.
But this
like,
is
I said what you was thinking.
Like, look, I mean, this is a nice. Hey, I don't know, man. Hey, to each his own. But I the match to me was nothing to write home about. I like her transition.
I mean, hell, even look at the picture. She even looked a little bit heavier on this picture than those bikini pics.
Yeah,
I mean, it's obvious. like, what are we talking about?
It's just like the women with their profile pictures where they take the picture with the camera all the way up, so it only shows them from the top up, and then when you meet them in person, you're like, huh. You know, but hey, again, I think she's a nice looking woman. I'm not in no way body shaming her. My whole thing is prove yourself in the ring, prove your worth in the ring. Your go-to shouldn't always be because some people saying you put on a couple of pounds. See, I'm still the same. My booty still looks the same. It's crazy. I think it's ridiculous, but yeah.
Hey, real quick, you brought up the black women wrestlers in AEW, right? Like I said, all of them pretty much are in ROH. You got Red Velvet. What's the other chick that was with Jade Cargill? What the light skinned one? What's her name? Damn, I forgot.
You got Kiera Hogan.
Yeah, Kiera Hogan. Yeah, she's over there. You got Athena, of course. You got it's the tall black chick. What is her name? Adora, I believe. Something Adora. You got Queen, the African lady. Literally all of them in ROH. So I posed the question to you. What it was Big Swole correct in what she was saying when she got let go?
I'm glad you said that, because I heard something recently about Big Swole, and now people are starting to see that she has some validity in what she said, because everybody just tried to brush her off. I think Tony Khan even said that, you just weren't that good. He just tried to dismiss her. Like he literally just tried to dismiss her. But
what's the excuse for Athena?
Exactly. There's a lot of validity to this because when I'm making a conscious effort to watch everything AEW does. I can't watch Ring of Honor because I don't know what the hell it comes on. I don't have the ability to watch that. But when I'm making a conscious effort, and every time I look and they're debuting, yeah, I agree, Kervin. Athena is still too good to be in ROH. Every time I look on TV, whenever you want to debut somebody, that's when you call one of these girls up so they can eat the pin. Like that. I mean, there's a shit ton of validity to what she's saying. A bunch. I guess Venkat must have got bumped off. But yeah, it's a
Tony Khan, what you got doing? What you modern day Ole Anderson? What you got going?
Yeah. He's like, hey, we could only have one of them colored girls on the TV at a time. Oh man, put it on the tracker. So another banger. Holy crap. Yeah, the greatest tag team in wrestling, FTR. Daniel Garcia versus the House of Black in a trios match. Man, this was fantastic. This was like just completely awesome. They gave them like 25 minutes. This match went on forever. This match was just great. Just awesome. I'm gonna tell you, before you watch Dynamite tonight, just go back and watch this. If you're gonna watch anything from Collision this weekend, just go back and watch this. This match was friggin' awesome. And what AEW did, where they messed me up, Daniel Garcia is the next Disco Inferno. He got to stop that dancing. What they did that messed me up. So I watch this on YouTube TV. So my TV knows to record Collision from 8 to 10. They put this in the third hour, so I didn't get to watch this. The Battle of the Belts, you had Ricky Starks and Big Bill retaining over Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. I didn't get to see it because my TV cut it off because they extended for a third hour. So I didn't get to see it. I heard it was good. I heard that what AEW did was very smart. They started it outside to avoid Jericho being in the arena for the majority of the match, so people wouldn't turn on him. So they wrestled outside for a lot of time, but I didn't get to see it, so I don't know. I heard it was good. Venkat is in the building. What's up, Venkat?
What's going on, Trevor, MD? I see on the screen. I thought I was on the wrong channel. I saw nothing but pure ass on the screen. Thinking I accidentally moved to Pornhub or something. I don't know what the hell's going on here. But then I realized, okay, I'm in the right place. Oh my Lord.
Man, where's my thing?
I come in late and Trevor just went wild. Trevor went wild. My God.
Oh my goodness, man. I'm watching it all, man. I'm watching it all. I do this for you, like Stone Cold told the Alliance. I did it for you. I'm watching this so I can come back and report to you. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. So MD mentioned the Ivar match. There was only one thing from Monday Night Raw that I wanted to talk about, but you did mention Ivar. So what did you want to talk about with Ivar?
Now, they did have the match. Him and Otis had them. What that was this week's Monday Night Raw,
that was last week.
I'm all jacked up then.
No.
Like I said, man, I've been watching other wrestling, so
this week was Ivar and Akira Tozawa, which was a good little match, man. I don't like the fact that they beat Ivar, but hey, whatever. Yeah, Monday Night Raw. I'm not gonna lie, Monday Night Raw did start out good. The Cody and Drew interaction was really good. just because Drew, like, he don't give a damn. Drew gonna tell you whatever is on his mind now, and I'm here for it. And I loved how Cody wasn't hamming it up like he normally does. And I said this before. This is one of those rare years where I don't know who my pick for the Royal Rumble is yet. Speaking of Royal Rumble, tune in next Wednesday to Wrestling with Reality. We will be doing a preview and prediction show to the Royal Rumble. I already got Bayley winning the Women's Rumble, so there you go. There's my pick for that. But I got no idea who I got for the Men's Royal Rumble, but I like
my
that.
My pick is the same as last year, Gunther.
Brock Lesnar will be there to ruin that. So let's get, because the only thing from Raw that was really newsworthy, there's two things that was newsworthy from Raw. So all week, Tony Khan made Jinder Mahal more popular than WWE ever did. Tony Khan talked about Jinder Mahal more than he talks about any of his wrestlers. He promoted Jinder Mahal more than he promoted any of his wrestlers. You go to the match, Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I like Jinder Mahal as a character. I like his overall look. I loved the fact that he came out with Shanky and Veer. I might be saying the first guy's name. I know one is Veer. Shanky may not be the other one, but I don't know. But the two guys, those two big brutes that he comes out with, it just made his whole presentation just look so much better. And it covered for a lot of his deficiencies in the ring, because once the bell rang, you realize why people don't like Jinder Mahal, because he grabbed the headlock for the longest of time. Oh my goodness. Did y'all see this, man? Like,
yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it. But I mean, again, we always knew that. I mean, Jinder Mahal wasn't ever like that good a wrestler. You know what I mean? He just served the purpose. That's all. I ain't gonna knock him for that. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna knock him.
Venkat, you saw this?
No, I didn't see this match.
So
you're saying that the match wasn't any good? Maybe.
I would give, so I'd say this was Seth Rollins' worst match in the past 2 years. And we've been, yeah, Bones is correct. Jinder's more of an 80s wrestler. He'd be good, a good Iron Sheik. Seth Rollins has been putting on banger after banger, and I think Jinder just slowed him down too much. And I think they did have a good hope spot, because nobody in the world thought they'd put the belt on Jinder. They had a hope spot where Damian Priest came out at the beginning and just stood there. For whatever reason, I thought he was going to interject himself in the match, but he didn't. He literally just stayed there. The briefcase got involved as a weapon. I want to say there was a chair shot. Jinder hit the Colossus for like a 2.5 that the fans really, really bid on. It had me perk up a little bit, because I'm like, man, they would not do this. And then Seth, I mean, it was just a hope spot, and Seth hit him with the stomp, 1, 2, 3, nothing to see here. The match was as average. Curvin, I 100% agree. This match was like the most average Seth Rollins match I've ever seen. And a lot of it, what I'm about to say next, is probably part of the issue. So during this match, after the match, Seth Rollins was videotaped holding his knee. So now news came out, and this comes from the Wrestling Observer, so hold your breath on this one. Seth Rollins injury. Update on Seth Rollins after WWE Raw. This comes from the Wrestling Observer. Rollins is scheduled to have an MRI done. So that was Monday, so I'm assuming he should have had it already. World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins is being evaluated after suffering an injury on Raw last night. Rollins retained his World Heavyweight title against Jinder Mahal in the main event. There was a spot during the match where Rollins hit a lion salt and then started favoring his knee. On commentary, it was pointed out that Rollins may have tweaked something. Dave Meltzer goes on to report on the Wrestling Observer Radio that Rollins is set to have an MRI to evaluate the extent of the issue. The MRI will determine whether it's something minor or something more significant. So this has happened before. Seth Rollins was in the middle of this fantastic run. He pushed it one too many times against Kane, buckled his knee. He was out for a year. I hope this is something minor, like nothing. I'm even hoping that maybe it's an injury angle or something. I just hope nothing's wrong.
It's a
with
legitimate injury.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that it would be something like, hey, we're swerving, because they did that to us before when he was going to wrestle Triple H at was it WrestleMania? I forget where they were wrestling. I think it was WrestleMania. They did that. They did the whole injury angle thing, but this, I'm hoping it's nothing major, man, because this man has literally been carrying the company, and for him to now be going into WrestleMania and they may have to take that belt off of him, it messes up. I guess it'll be a good comeback story, but I just feel bad for him.
Well, if he's out for an extended period of time, they should strip the belt immediately. Then they should do like 92 and make the Royal Rumble winner get the belt. Like the Royal Rumble will decide the new champion instead of doing a tournament. That would be cool. That would be real cool.
That's a good idea, though.
That would add more stakes.
That would add more idea.
I mean, it all depends on how you want to work the Cody angle. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But
Cody doesn't want this belt.
No, he doesn't. No. So listen to what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, in terms of how whatever the injury may be, stripping it. I mean, can he go from maybe like a squash to get the belt off of him? However you want to do it. From this point on to WrestleMania, he need to be doing nothing but promos with CM Punk. That's it. No wrestling. They need to build the hell out of that feud. Just build it. He don't need the title for that. Now, in the sense of how you saying like make it for the title, I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
That would be great. That would be great
because that would take away from the nuance of the payoff of WrestleMania for that title. You know what I mean? And you still got Damian Priest you need to worry about.
But MD, if they got The Rock already locked, Roman, that's it. I don't think Rock and Roman need to be for the belt. I would take that belt off of Roman at Elimination Chamber, but they already got Rock and if they got Rock and Roman locked in for WrestleMania, then this would be a perfect idea. You got everybody vying for the title because the big title is already spoken for. It's already spoken for, and Cody could take it whenever. He could get the winner of Rock and Roman. However, whatever. He could do whatever. He could be the second runner-up in the Royal Rumble, because the second runner-up normally get the other title shot. So I think, man, right. I get it. And I don't be liking to agree with Venkat, man, but how much better would this make the
Royal Rumble? Just a bunch of haters.
How much better?
But right, I get what you're saying, Trevor, but in what you're saying, you do realize that basically you're saying that the two main events of WrestleMania will be non-title matches.
Okay.
Roman and Rock and Seth Rollins, CM Punk.
But you don't know if you got Seth Rollins. That's the problem.
I'm thinking hypothetical. But essentially, you'll have the two main events will be non-title.
And don't forget, CM Punk said that he's coming to confront Cody on Monday for whatever reason, but he said he's coming to confront Cody. CM Punk just setting up his next year of a feud. So, CM
Punk need to go wrestle somebody. I mean, all this talk about future matches, he wrestled Dominic untelevised.
Hey, that heat.
Where's the matches at? He's been here since what? Thanksgiving?
Heat magnet.
Oh, please get out of here with that. This guy's done that. Hey, R-Truth is the #1 merch seller right now.
Judgment Day is the #1 merch.
No, R-Truth.
It's
R-Truth.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, whatever. That jump was not happening until R-Truth. R-Truth was #1 seller.
Hey, that was great though. What R-Truth did. Somebody he was out selling shirts outside, and he had all that money in his hand. Somebody, here go your cut. Oh man, R-Truth is fantastic, man.
He does a lot more with a little. So people like laughed about, the biggest debut on Survivor Series is R-Truth. It kind of is right now. He's doing his thing.
Oh,
He's doing his thing. Look what is CM Punk doing?
We get it, Van Cat. We get it. Hey, but again, like I'm saying, I just hope for his payday. And the man has done so much. It would almost be like, okay, like the Bucks making it to the finals and Giannis gets hurt. So it's like, come on, man, you do all that, or not Giannis, Dame. You do all that, you finally get your chance at a championship, and you don't get to play in it. This man, I just hope.
Yeah, I hope he's good too, because I don't want to see that happen to Seth Rollins. He needs to be there. And it sucks that he's gonna get injured on a match that's, we didn't really...
Mahal. Go ahead and say it. You can say it.
No, I have no hate against Jinder Mahal. I think, hey, he looks jacked and good to me. I don't know about his in-ring, but he looks good. So I'm just saying it just seems like a waste. And he's been running too hard, I think. I think Seth Rollins needs to have a Roman Reigns type schedule for like that up until WrestleMania. He shouldn't be wrestling so hard. Like, he's wrestling a lot of matches, and it's always for the title.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Chris says Tom and Nick Mysterio. Hey, but that's like the funniest, because at first I didn't get it, but then I'm like, well, wait a minute. I said, oh, it's R-Truth. He's saying Dominic Mysterio. Instead of saying Dominic, he's saying Tom and Nick. Somebody he met Tom, but he still don't know who Nick is. Man, R-Truth could carry on till he about 70 under this gimmick, because the guy don't age.
He over 50 right now.
Yeah, I think he's in his 50s. The guy don't age at all. The guy, he does not age one bit. Yeah, he's awesome. Like, guys like that over time, I really get to appreciate, because I've been finding myself going back watching all his old stuff, like when he was coming out in the Confederate costumes, about he's seceding from the United States.
Oh yeah.
That was great, man.
Yeah, when he was feuding with John Cena.
Yeah, which again, they probably should have let him beat John Cena. It would have been okay to have him be the champion for like a month and then take it off on the next pay-per-view just to see what it would have done. I mean, they had, it's, hey, but yeah, man, hope Seth Rollins is okay, man. So before we get into the TNA review, man, we flying today. Let's get into this day in wrestling history. And I did have one story, but then I realized something else happened today, and I'm going to get into that. Next. Mike says he has pics with him and Tupac as a grown ass man. Yeah, he's got. Yeah, I know he at least 53. So this day in wrestling history,
and Eazy-E.
Oh yeah, Eazy-E too. All right, so this day in wrestling history brings us back January 17th, 2000. Let's see who makes the cut today. Oh, let's go back. January 17, 2000, Chris Benoit is stripped of the WCW title. The big story was that Chris Benoit was stripped of the WCW title just one day after he had won it. While the company line states one of Sid's feet was under the rope on the winning submission, which it was, as shown by the picture, in reality, Benoit's dispute with management had reached its breaking point. Over the weekend, Benoit was among 7 men who made a surprise visit to Bill Bush's office, demanding that Kevin Sullivan be relieved of their duties as head booker or be giving their outright release. Bush stuck with Sullivan. However, to appease them, it was decided that Benoit would win the WCW title at Sold Out. Upon arriving at Nitro in Columbus, Bush gathered Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko and informed them that they were being sent home. The other 3 men involved in the meeting, Conan, Billy Kidman, and Shane Douglas, backed off their threats. Conan and Douglas probably because their past issues with WWF would prevent them from going there after their release. Benoit found out about the meeting and decided that if they were leaving, so was he. Bush tried to convince Benoit to stay, saying he would remain WCW World Champion, but the damage was done. Chris offered to drop the title at that night's Nitro, but was told by Bush to leave it with referee Nick Patrick on the way out. So we know what happened that Soul Out. That was Chris Benoit's crowning moment. Again, I used to be a Chris Benoit fan. When Chris Benoit won the belt at WrestleMania 20, hey, it was an emotional time. This was emotional too, to see that he finally won the belt for WCW, just because of WCW's stance on guys that look like him, mainly Kevin Nash, calling him like vanilla midgets and stuff like that. So the fact that they put the belt on him, but it literally was undone after one day. So now I want Venkat to defend this.
I can defend this. This is more WCW missteps. Not as big as some of the other ones that have come down the pike, but a lot of these missteps has to do with Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, so on and so forth. So I won't refute that.
Was Hogan gone by this time? This was 2000, Sold Out.
No, he was still there because 2000 Great American Bash is the infamous Russo thing. You know that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think he was back. What was it? Wasn't he back? He was doing the red and yellow thing at this time, I think.
And you're right.
99, early 2000.
Because they gave Jeff Jarrett won this belt not too long after this. Because Jarrett remember Jarrett won the US title that night, but he ended up getting this belt about a month or so later.
That they started doing the chosen one gimmick. But I will say in WCW's defense, well, I ain't necessarily gonna say WCW's defense. Ultimately, Kevin Sullivan was the one that made now this is according to his side of the story. Kevin Sullivan was ultimately the one that made the decision to put the strap on him. So at least Kevin Sullivan was trying to come up with a solution. You know what I mean?
But MD though, I got to push back on that, because did he make the decision to put the belt on Benoit because of all the issues that they had? Remember, them two never liked each other.
Yeah, so, I know. It's out there. But
wouldn't that
Kevin
be bigger of Kevin Sullivan?
Right. Kevin Sullivan was trying to retain everybody. He was like, look, man, we can't, like, these guys are big in the aspect of what they do for us. Right. So for the sake of trying to amends and make peace, let's put the title on Benoit. Also, now Shane Douglas will tell you a different story too. Shane Douglas will tell you that originally he was part of that group that decided to go. And then they made a deal on their own, the four, Benoit, Guerrero, Malenko, and Perry Saturn. They basically, like, not necessarily threw him under the bus, but didn't tell him the details of what was going on. That's according to what Shane Douglas said. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
So isn't this contract tampering though? Because I know right now, if you get fired in WWF, is a 90-day non-compete. I don't know what it is in AEW, but I think WCW had similar contract tamperings. But I heard Bruce Pritchard say that the night they showed up on Raw, which was shortly after this, is that they were not under contract. So it wouldn't have been contract tampering. But you can't have a contracted performer on another show on your TV. That's like the time where Sable was on WCW TV and they couldn't say her name, and then they tried to sue them because they showed her. It's like it go back to when Ric Flair and Reed were in at a Monday Night Raw show, and they were going to say that we got a great North Carolina wrestler in the audience, and they were going to shoot the camera at Ric Flair, but they were really talking about Reed Flair, because they would have been sued. You can't do that. Like, how the hell were they able to show up on TV the next week?
It was the 90s, man. I mean, hell, we had Rick Rude on Raw and Nitro on the same night. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of backhanded stuff going on at that time. We don't know how that worked. You know what I mean? But yeah.
This was a wasted opportunity, though, man. I would have liked to see. I'd have liked to seen Chris Benoit get a couple of months run with that title. I mean, but hindsight being 2020, had he not left, then you wouldn't have got Booker T becoming champion. So who knows? Who knows? I don't know. And Scott, and anyway, they would have fed him to Scott Steiner anyway. Because remember, Scott Steiner was going on a tear them times. He was beating everybody's ass.
Yeah,
so he would have been fed to Scott Steiner. All right. So I just found this out today. This is a very sad this day in wrestling history. But nevertheless, it did happen today. And I speak none other than it was a year ago today that we lost Jay Briscoe. So today marks the 1 year death of Ring of Honor star Jay Briscoe, real name Jamin Pugh, at the age of 38. Briscoe is best known as one half of the Briscoe brothers, with his real life brother Mark. As the older brother, Jay got his start in wrestling slightly before Mark, but as soon as they were able, the two began tagging together. Mainstays of Ring of Honor, the Briscoes had memorable matches with nearly every major tag team on the independent scene in the 2000s. The final year of Briscoe's career was dominated by him and his brother's trilogy of matches against AEW stars FTR, Harwood, and Cash Wheeler. They had a trilogy of matches against the Briscoes across 3 Ring of Honor pay-per-views, and all 3 have become some of the most highly considered tag team bouts in recent memory. Briscoe's death was caused by an automobile crash as another vehicle traveling in the opposite direction crossed over to the other side of the road and struck Briscoe's vehicle while his 2 daughters were present in the vehicle with Briscoe. Both girls survived the collision. So again, I hate to, bring that up, but this did happen exactly 1 year ago today. Rest in power to Jay Briscoe. I admittedly I didn't because I didn't watch Ring of Honor, anything like, still can't watch Ring of Honor. So I don't know about him, but nevertheless, I could feel for his passing the way Bray Wyatt's passing hit me. Like, it hurt. Nobody ever want to lose. And the fact that he lost, his 2 daughters lost their dad, that's enough for me to feel for you, So I know the wrestling world lost a young star, relatively young star, but even more, 2 girls lost their dad. So rest in peace to Jay Briscoe. And that does conclude this day in wrestling history. What's up, Richie Matthew? Welcome to the Straight Talk Society. Y'all make sure and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. As I stated earlier, this is the best wrestling show on YouTube. We are not conventional. We're not going to break down match for match, headlock for headlock, drop kick for drop kick. But what we will give you is untouched knowledge in the sport of professional wrestling. So now let's get into the main event of the show. Oh, man, we might be out of here soon. Look at this. Oh, guess what? I watched the Impact pay-per-view. Thanks to MD letting me know that it was on. So I did go back and watch it. So Saturday night, TNA Impact held their Hard to Kill pay-per-view. Okay, I thought I had the main thing up there, but I didn't. It's all good. The 2024 Hard to Kill pay-per-view was an event produced by Total Nonstop Wrestling. It took place January 13, 2024 at the Palms Casino Resort in Paradise, Nevada. Now, I've never watched a Impact show before. Never watched the Impact pay-per-view. The only thing I've ever seen from Impact is when people told me about like the Jeff Hardy and Sting thing. I went and watched that. Or, every now and then they'll tell me, hey, go watch a Monsters Ball match or something like, and I watched when Eric Young won the world title because I like Eric Young. So, stuff like that. But this is one show that I actually sat through and watched the entire thing. So, Venkat, were you able to watch this?
No, not at all. I don't get to see TNA. No, not at all.
No, this was on the app though, man. This is on that link.
Yeah, we have
So,
resources.
What do you mean this is on the app?
The link, the link.
Oh, yeah. But when did this happen? Sunday?
Saturday.
Oh, I could have seen it.
Yeah, Saturday night. So
I mean, you could have watched it at any time.
yeah,
It's still there.
I watched it Sunday because after my Dolphins embarrassed themselves, I said I wasn't gonna watch no football Sunday.
Say that again, Trevor.
Hey, my Dolphins embarrassed themselves.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure I heard that.
I spent all Sunday catching up on all the wrestling shows. So real quick, MD, because I know you're gonna lead the majority of this. But what I did like about this goes back to the AEW being at Daly's place. I like this look. Impact isn't fooling anybody. Impact doesn't get more than like 200,000 viewers on their weekly shows. So who would they be kidding trying to go book some big time arena? I like that they had this in a small venue. It was a little too dark for me though. The lighting could have been better, but that's real minute. But I love the fact that it was in such a small venue. The place was loud. I love that. When you go to a wrestling show, you need to be loud. Like, what the hell are you going for if you're not going to enjoy the show? So that's my overall view of the actual show itself. So now let's get into the card. So they did have their.
Hey, one thing. What do you guys think about them holding on to the name TNA, which is such an obnoxious, ignorant name to have for a wrestling product?
That's when they had their greatest success, though.
Exactly. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I like the logo. I like how a lot of the wrestlers were they did their gear to the colors. I like it.
But then, okay, so
the new titles are beautiful.
But it seems like they're going by Impact.
No, Impact is the name of the show. Impact is the name of the show.
Well,
Impact, the TNA is the name of the promotion. They remember when Dixie Carter got there, they changed the name of the promotion to Impact.
That's what I'm saying. So,
but now they changed it back to TNA.
Yeah, that was like the most I think that was a part of the problem with TNA was that name. So I'm sure they couldn't get sponsoring, they couldn't get advertising like they wanted. I think that's what held them back. That goofy ass name.
I'm glad you said that, Van Cat. They had advertising tonight.
Oh, good for them. I'm not rooting against them, but I'm just saying they limited their success off of the name, though. Yeah, that's.
I disagree with that, but I'm gonna let you rock out.
So I thought it was called TNA Impact. Like, so you're saying
everybody's confused.
You're
with
saying
it.
the name of the show is Impact,
right?
Okay, all right. Let me give the history.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Well, yeah, he said he was in a bad area, so he probably gonna be.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we got you.
So originally, everybody knows it was a TNA moniker. I mean the moniker. Motion like you got NBA Wildside, NWA Hollywood, all of that, right? It was NWA. After just TNA. Dixie Carter and her family came in, and they got the TV deal. The name of the show was TNA Impact. I'm assuming Dixie Carter had the same idea Van Cat got by saying maybe we shouldn't be known as TNA. Maybe.
MD, you must be driving now, because I know you said he was in a bad area.
Am I breaking up?
Yeah.
Well, he sounds like the TV version of Sopranos.
Yeah.
Like he's getting bleeped out.
Hey, my bad. Hey, I'm at the truck shop, man. My truck getting worked on, and it's in a bad.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let me see if I can move out. Give me a second.
Yeah, man, because you need to. I need you to run this one.
Because I like TNA. I still got DVDs from TNA. I got a bunch of DVDs from TNA. TNA had a lot of great matches, a lot of great wrestlers, a lot of great moments and highlights that happened at TNA. I wanted TNA to become that next thing, but they could never get into third gear because they limited themselves with that name. It's not that name just held them back.
Yeah, because people.
Okay, do I sound now?
Try again, MD. Talk again.
Mic check, 1 2, mic check.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, there you go.
Okay. So no, so what I was saying is I believe that Dixie Carter held the same position that pretty much Vancat is holding right now. Maybe thinking that TNA wasn't a good brand name. So they changed the name TNA Impact, the show, to just Impact Wrestling. That was the name of the promotion.
Yeah, which is dumb. I don't like that either.
So they
I don't like.
Right,
yeah, go ahead, MD.
No, so they came from TNA Wrestling, show being named Impact, to just Impact Wrestling. Period. So when they did that, to me, that's when you start to see decline in the product. That's just my opinion.
Right.
You know, a lot of that had to do with Dixie and the moves that she making in.
But wait. You didn't think there was a decline beforehand when Hulk Hogan came over there with Eric Bischoff, and they changed the 6-sided ring to a regular.
No, Hogan didn't have anything to do with the 6-sided ring.
He got rid of it and went to the regular square circle.
Yeah, he's the one that got rid of it. Yeah, so
that's
I
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
He took away their identity.
But when Hogan, I agree. But that's the simultaneously they changed from TNA to Impact is what I'm
saying. Right.
MD.
It was. Yeah,
MD. Just a quick update for you to give you something you'll be happy about. The Brick Girl, the scammer, has been charged.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, okay. Just so you know, Brick Lady has been charged. So okay, so y'all can hear MD's reception not that great. So let's get through this. So you had a pre-show that had like 3 matches on it. Rich Swann, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion Rich Swann, got in a little bit of problems with his wife, caused them to fire him. He opened the show versus Steve Macklin. And what I will say, I agree. Everybody was so happy to be there. Like they were happy, like, oh man, this is the new TNA is back, and everybody just was so happy. Like it was just a happy show. So Rich Swann won this match, correct? Yeah, Rich Swann won this match.
I didn't watch the pre-show.
You didn't watch the pre-show. Okay, let's go through this then. Since you didn't watch the pre-show, good little opening match.
Sorry, Trevor. I just want to ask MD a real quick question. This event is called Hard to Kill. Is this a spinoff of Hard Justice? Because they used to have a pay-per-view called Hard Justice.
That's a good question. I don't know. I remember the Hard Justice pay-per-view. That's when Kurt Angle had that cage match.
Exactly. Yep. I have the DVDs right here. It's just funny that they went to Hard to Kill. Again, not a brand-friendly name, but whatever.
And this is the 5th one.
Know. This is the 5th one you said, Trevor?
Yeah, this is 5th. This is the 4th or 5th one. So it's something they've been doing.
Wow.
So somebody's asking about the Cat Williams. So this is second person talking about the Cat Williams and Scarface interview. I gotta watch that. I didn't know anything about that. I'll put that on my thing to watch tomorrow.
I don't think they got that right. I think they're talking about Cat Williams and Willie D.
Okay, because somebody else now.
Yeah, Scarface was nowhere around on that interview.
Okay, now somebody else saying Willie D. All right, so I gotta watch that then. I'll put that on my thing for tomorrow. So Rich Swann defeating Steve Macklin at good match, man. I like Rich Swann, the dancing black guy. You know, it's all good. So and probably the worst thing of the night, DJ Who Kid.
I saw this.
Yeah, this was terrible. DJ Who Kid comes to the ring, and his big reveal is AJ Francis, former WWE wrestler AJ Francis, former Miami Dolphin AJ Francis. I saw AJ Francis at a CCW event, so I watched this guy come up on the independent circuit. So I like him as a wrestler, good big guy. And he's had a phenomenal character on Twitter. He's just a total troll on Twitter. but this just didn't need to be there. This wasn't the crowd for this. Like coming out there all hip hoppy and stuff like that. Them people didn't give a damn about this.
I tell you who they did give a damn about. The guy, what's the guy, Joe Henry? They gave a damn about him.
The guy that came out to confront him. Yeah. But you see that? You see the crowd though? Like the crowd didn't care nothing about Top Dollar, but they sure cared about that country boy that came out. Like it was just wrong. Somebody didn't read the room.
Do you know the whole Cheez-It Championship? What is that about?
I got no. You asking me? I don't know nothing about this.
Wait, hold on. You just said Cheez-It Championship?
Yeah. So apparently,
like
I'm assuming. What was it? Was it a Cheez-It Bowl this year in college? I don't know. But apparently, apparently Top Dollar was at. I'm assuming whatever school, maybe his alma mater. I don't know. Maybe it was in the bowl game, and the bowl game was called a Cheez-It Bowl.
Wow.
He had to eat maybe, and when Joe Henry came, like he does like the song gimmick, where he'll make a song about every opponent he faced, and he about the Cheez-It Championship.
Wow.
And I was like, hell is the Cheez-It?
This was stupid, and I'm sitting there. So Chris is saying, yeah, it was a bowl game. They had a belt for the Cheez-It Bowl. Hey, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, boy, I said this better be getting progressively better, because I'm about to turn this foolishness off.
There go your right there, Van Keck had a box of Cheez-It ring.
Wow.
Mexico don't play like that.
Wow.
They'll so I to the side.
Yeah, MD breaking up bad. So the last match on the pre-show was Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers versus Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian. Brian Myers did get the pinfall in this. This is a pretty good tag team match. Good for the pre-show. But I do like how after this match was over, they did the thing that Venkat mentioned a couple of weeks ago. They didn't go right into the show. They spent like the next 2 minutes promoting what was coming up on the show. So that was I thought that was good. MD said he didn't watch the pre-show, so I doubt he got anything on this. So let's get into the
Hey, I'm better now. I apologize, y'all. Like I said, the truck stopped and they still haven't. I'm in the cold.
Yeah, in the cold.
Yeah. Florida, the only place that's not cold right now.
Oh, it's cold, but not cold like that cold.
It's getting cool. Like this morning, my damn tire blew out on me. And
your tire blew out?
Yeah, man. Bro, I've been having a bad string. My tire blew out on me, and I was outside having to take care of it. And I'm like, damn, it's a little cool out here. But I had to take care of it. But I can imagine what it was the rest of the country. So let's get into the opening match.
Yeah, it was 11 degrees this morning.
That's what?
Crazy.
In Georgia.
That's
11
crazy.
degrees.
So opening match, and MD, again, I know you in the bad area, but just take over as much of this as you want. You got Tommy Dreamer versus Crazy Steve.
Tommy Dreamer still wrestling?
No, yeah. that was on the show too.
Oh, okay. This was the last match on the pre-show. Okay. Yeah, and this was for the Digital Media Championship belt. Oh.
Your guess is good as mine, man.
I can't with that. I just can't. Crazy Steve won this match. Tommy Dreamer. I thought he'd be running a promotion by now. I didn't know he still was doing this.
Yeah, that's crazy. Especially the type of matches he's been wrestling his whole career. You would think that he wouldn't have any cartilage left in his knee. I mean, my God.
Well, to my knowledge, he works in with TNA. So,
wow, I don't know. I don't know.
So let's see. All right, so let's get into the real things now. And this is the guy that I was talking about who did the 640 splash on Kenny Omega and slapped his head on the
Oh
ring.
yeah,
Vikingo. So
yeah.
you had a triple threat match for the X Division Championship. Chris Sabin versus Kushida versus Vikingo. Hey, this humped. This was good.
It was great. It was great.
This was good. Hey, we need to start keeping a tracker, man. We need to keep a tracker.
Well, all you got to do is just take that, make a folder, and take that image and put it in the folder. Just keep putting those images in the folder.
Yeah, you know what? I might have to do that.
Makes it easier. And then when it comes time, you already have the match graphic.
This was awesome, bro. This match, I thought Kushida was gonna win this. Everything pointed to Kushida winning this, and then Chris Sabin just stole the victory. And you know they kept saying how we got this new contract
partnership.
we got this new partnership with AAA. So they were saying like Vikingo gonna win. So hey, put the swerve on us. Chris Sabin won. This was great. I thought this match was great.
Yeah, this was a great match. Again, it is. Everybody knew what they was doing by highlighting the partnership. That okay, let's bring in our champion from AAA and put basically put a stamp on it. Vikingo wasn't gonna eat the pin. I pretty much already knew that. So I was leaning more toward Kushida. I was like, okay, I can see Kushida winning this match. But once Chris Sabin got rid of Vikingo and he rolled out to the ramp, and then he hit Kushida with the cradle shock, I was like, yeah, it's over. It's over. But yeah, this was a great match. I all as match night, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, I know what your match of the night is. You know what shocked me about this is that when I saw Kushida, I'm like, oh, okay, he does do the Back to the Future gimmick everywhere. I thought that was just a WWE thing where they just were giving him a character. That's just his thing.
Actually, he's in a trio with Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. They call him the Time Machine.
The Time Machine or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And if y'all want to see
match, by the way, I think you skipped the match. The first match was the Ultimate X match. I don't know if you got that in here or not.
That was the one with the women. Listen, yeah. I thought that I thought they took that match off the card because I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was there.
I even went back to. I have the graphic. I didn't upload it because I thought they took the match off. Because I went back and I'm like, how did I miss this match? I'm like, well, maybe they took it off the show. Because I went back to the beginning. Because on the link they got it separated by sections. So I went back to the beginning of the section. I'm like, where? I said, oh, okay, the match probably got.
I know what they did. When you go to the link, it says part 1, part 2, and part 3, and then it says pre-show at the beginning. That's not the pre-show. That's actually the beginning of the main card.
Okay, so that's how I missed it then. That's how. Oh man. All right. So who won that? Because I didn't even upload it in the studio because I just thought that they didn't. I thought they exited.
That match was fire too. You had let me get the names right. You had the black chick Tasha Steelz. Who else was in that match? Jody Threat. Zaya Brookside. Who else was in that match?
Oh, Zaya Brookside wrestles for Impact. That's Robbie Brookside's daughter. She was from NXT.
Yeah. So yeah, they announced that she just signed with him, and that was her debut match. She just signed. It was another chick in there, and she was like the star of the show for me. I forget her name, but she's like a big chick. Like she wreaked havoc in that Ultimate X. But Giselle Shaw actually won, so she gets a title shot in the future, a knockout championship match. Giselle Shaw. Go ahead.
Chris is saying that a man won that match. What
Giselle Shaw. Giselle Shaw is a man.
oh, get out of here. Oh, hey.
Remember we were. What's his name? Scott D'Amore. That's his quote unquote girlfriend.
God. Okay, I definitely got to go back and watch it. Hey, it's probably better that I didn't watch it then.
But for what it's worth.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it is probably better that I didn't watch it. Wait a minute. Is Scott D'Amore the guy that kept doing like
Oh
the
my
pre-show?
God.
Is that who kept
Scott-
doing the pre?
Yeah, he did. He came out and announced the partnership.
The rosy face looking guy.
That's him. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's making sense.
Team
Okay.
Canada.
Okay, I get it now. I get it. All right. Well, I missed that match. I didn't get to see it. It's probably for the better. But this ultimate.
Boy,
I thought
there
you
you
would
go.
say that.
There
I
you
thought you
go.
would say that.
There he go.
This
This guy.
this
This friggin' guy.
Hey, this match here is great though, man. This if they promote more stuff like this is like on the level of because they'll never have no big stars. I'm pretty sure of that. But if they promote stuff like this is where they'll get recognized for, hey, we got like the best wrestling. It's like AEW. AEW is gonna be what AEW is gonna be, but their in-ring stuff delivers on a weekly basis. And I thought this match was fantastic. So, it's all that I thought this was all good. Hey, this my boy. The next match, Josh Alexander versus Alex Hammerstone. I watched Alex Hammerstone from MLW when MJF was over there with the other guy and the girl. So I was happy to see him in Impact. Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone, and
Josh Alexander was a champion.
Yeah, that was their champion.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was number 6. Wasn't he like number 6 on the top 10 list?
Yeah, it was up high. Yeah.
This was a great match too.
Yeah, I loved it, man, because this was a big beefy son of a bitch match.
There we go.
Without having 2 big beefy son of a bitches. Like this was hard hitting. They just went at it. I thought this was great, man. This was just Impact. You like to see dudes just beat the hell out of each other. That's what this was. Throwing dudes all over the place. And again, this is me watching this for the first time because I know Hammerstone from MLW. I haven't, since I stopped watching MLW a couple years ago, I don't know too much, what he's been up to. I knew Hammerstone from when he used to wear the red long pants. So
how are people watching TNA? Are they doing it through? They're doing it through their app because TNA had an app for years, and you could watch all the old backlogged events and shows and whatnot. But I don't know if that's how people are accessing it or if it's through something else.
I don't know. I looked up the rating just because I'm like, well.
Oh, damn! MD said drop the link. Okay.
Yeah, I just put it in there. I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, okay, well, we might have to start adding Impact to the weekly ratings. So I'm trying to figure out how you watch it, and it's on something that I don't have. Like I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, Curvin Vince had a chance long time ago to get Hammerstone. I thought Hammerstone was going to be the first person he took from MLW. Just because that guy's look, he is a Vince McMahon character. Like he's a Vince McMahon character if I ever seen one. He's be the new Batista. Like literally, that dude is awesome. You back, MD?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hopefully I don't go out again. I walked through the door and it just clicked off. I'm like, what the hell happened?
So Bones says it's in the
what,
app.
I am? What the hell is that?
No, he said I'm pretty sure it's in the app.
So I heard y'all mentioning like where you can watch TNA. So last I checked, they was on this channel called Access TV. I actually have that channel.
Oh, jeez.
But it's a free channel. It's a free channel. It's just no. Well, I mean, my
I never heard of no Access TV.
Yeah, it's oh god, how can I explain it? It's like like when you have like LG or Samsung, and they give you those digital channels.
Okay, so it's like
one. It's mixed in there.
It's like
you got to look through it.
It's like Pluto TV.
Pluto, right, and you might be able to see it on Pluto. Is Crudo or one of those other weird apps that are free?
So okay, so as you say that, we gonna bring up MD. First of all, what you thought about this match? Because we're gonna bring up the limited of availability of this being on TV, and then it's gonna bring up something that happened at the later on in the end of the night. What you thought about this match, MD?
Again, another great match. I like the contrast of styles with the power of Hammerstone and like the technical ability of Josh Alexander. It worked out great. You know what I mean? Hammerstone ate the pin. You know, I kind of expected that because Josh
That
Alexander
surprised me. That surprised me.
Well, I'm from also I heard that Hammerstone, he's not signed to TNA. He's still technically a free agent.
Oh.
So it didn't surprise me. Josh Alexander is the top guy. So you know what I mean?
Why does Alexander wear these muffs?
Well, because he's a former amateur wrestler.
I don't think he wants cauliflower ears.
Yeah, that's his gimmick. That's just his gimmick. You know what I mean? But hey, he's a great technical wrestler. Great.
Yeah, the match was really good. Like the match was a nice contrast of styles because you had the powerhouse Hammerstone, and then you had the technician Alexander. So I thought it was I thought it worked. I just thought it was really good. I wasn't bored by it. Put it that way. I wasn't bored by it.
Yeah, like when Alexander hit him with that C4 spike, that power driver, yeah, it was over.
Yeah,
and that power driver was brutal.
Hey, my daughter, again, she comes to me, she's like, who is that? Why are you watching this on your computer? I said, hey, you can't get it on TV, so I gotta watch it on the computer. But yeah, I thought it was
if you use the Google Chrome.
So
here we go.
Here go MD match of the night. I knew. Listen, this was the match that I was looking forward to. For the TNA World Tag Team Championship belts, you had ABC. I forget what that stands for. You had the Rascals,
Austin Bay Club or something like that.
Okay,
Austin Bay Club, I believe.
You had I got that name cut off at the end, Laredo and Mike something, and then you have my team, one of my favorite teams that I think WWE just completely wasted in GYV, the Grizzled Young Vets. This humped. This was another one. Hey, this is one of them things like it's too much action to call, but these are one of those matches you just got to just sit back and watch it. Don't even try to call it or nothing. Just sit back and watch it. This another on the tracker for like early contender, a match of the year. I mean, we're only in January, but this hump, man, this was friggin' awesome. If you want to watch a tag team, great tag team action, this was the match to watch.
Yeah. This was the best match of the night. I like how they started off being contained to the rules of the style of the match, and then it slowly escalated into chaos. Is what it did. The Grizzled Young Vets, man, I'm telling you, man, the way they portrayed themselves in the ring in this match, they basically, because again, it's a four-way dance, so you could tag anybody. The way the Grizzled Young Vets cut off the ring and made sure to stay in their corner to make sure nobody else gets tagged, it was beautiful. Within the chaos of the match, ABC pretty much, well, I ain't gonna say pretty much, but I know about Chris Bay and Ace Austin. They're a great tag team, along with the Rascals. Mike Bailey, he's great. The Laredo Kid, he was a substitute because somebody else was supposed to be his partner, and they were hurt. So that's how you got Laredo Kid in there. But still, everybody knows about Mike Bailey. Like he's he's everywhere around the ring. It's like a pinball machine with him. This match was the best match on the card. Yeah. Like it's no contest in my opinion.
I can't believe
and ABC retained.
Yeah, they retained. I can't believe we lived in a world where Vince McMahon had the Grizzled Young Vets and the Revival on the same roster, and they never met up in a main event. Give them 25 minutes. This would have rivaled the Revival in DIY, in my view. The Grizzly Young Vets is like one of the best teams out. Like they are. Zach Gibson, when Zach Gibson won the what the hell was that? The United Kingdom championship. He didn't win it because he won the right to go face Pete Dunne. And that promo that he cut at the end when people start taking their shoes off and singing that shoes off if you hate Gibson, bro, Zach Gibson is the man. Every now and then I still find myself going to YouTube just to listen to that promo that he cut that night he won that event. I can't believe they completely wasted them and put them in the what the hell was that called? The triad, the dyad, or whatever with Joe Gacy. I was watching that and I'm like, damn, why does this guy look like Zach Gibson so much? And when I found out that it really was Zach Gibson, I was just like, you know what? That's why I don't watch NXT no more.
Yeah,
because they ruined my guy, like they ruined my team, man. You had the best team on the roster and you put them with that bull crap. But man,
they mentioned in the commentary too, the Grizzly Young Vets are not signed to TNA. They still free agent.
Oh, you know what? Okay, good. I'm glad. You know what I noticed about this? Okay, WWE never mentions another company. AEW won't mention another company by name, but they'll just say like he was such and such. He was elsewhere. They won't say the name though. This show, there was at least 6 references to WWE where they said it by name. They like, hey, you know them in WWE as such. They used to be in WWE as such. And I found that very interesting, especially with the rumors that I heard that the person in this next match may be coming back to the Royal Rumble, that maybe there's more of a working agreement on the horizon than what they're leading on, because you don't see wrestling companies, even when WCW and WWF was beefing back in the day, they never said each other's name. They'd be like, oh, I heard don't turn to the other channel, or, but they never just came out and said the letters. This, like 6 times, WWF, I mean WWE, WWE, you know them on WWE as such. You know them on WWE as such. And I just found that weird. Because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to nobody calling the competition's name. So I thought that was weird. Oh boy, let's see what's up next. Oh boy. All right. So next up, we had the talking about the AEW. We had the Knockouts World Championship, Trinity versus Jordan Grace. So
Trinity.
The reason MD told me about this show is because he wanted me to watch this match. He basically told me, he don't care if I watch the show, just watch this match. And that's why I set out to watch this match, but I ended up watching the whole show and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I agree with your assessment, MD. You said that this was Trinity's best match ever. Or you said in Impact?
I said ever.
Okay, because I'm going to go with ever.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she's any good, but this match, I don't know. I guess I had to put this on Jordan Grace being like really good because she carried Trinity to a pretty damn good match. Like this wasn't no Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. Hell, this wasn't Mia Yim versus Io Sky, but this, for what this was and for the limited talent that Trinity is, this was great. I thought the crowd heat for it was really good. Apparently Jordan Grace is a really big deal. A little too muscular for my taste, but
stop hating. She went through a total transformation, man.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Women supposed to look like Trinity, nice and soft. And by the way, and as I say that, the cameraman need to stop. You can't. I mean, come on, man. We get it. Trinity's fine. Everybody knows that. You always hear me say she's the most beautiful woman in wrestling next to Bianca Belair. So we know that. but please stop with all the crotch shots, man. Bro, he had that camera so far up in her, you could see the panty liners that they wear under the to try to be the last line of defense, so you don't see their their birthing canal. So
say cameraman was giving a pap smear, huh?
bro, I'm like, come on, bro. Like this, enough is enough, man. Like he literally zooming in. And again, I think Trinity is that's a gorgeous woman, but I felt like I'm like, damn, bro. Like I feel dirty for looking at this, man.
Right.
Like what the
And for what it's worth, in her defense, she only did the hip attack one time.
yes,
the whole match.
She didn't do no ass-based offense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. This is the best match I've ever seen her in. I can't
remember
remember
that starstruck submission. I like it.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Where she locks in the arms with her legs, and I like that move.
Yes, and the transition into it because Jordynne Grace was powering her out of it to power bomb her, and then she transitioned right back into it. And when I'm looking at that, I'm like, man, look at Trinity. She learned how to wrestle. This was I can't remember anything good that she did on WWE TV as far as in the ring. I don't know. But this match I thought was really, really good. I was shocked to see Jordynne Grace win, but Trinity had been the champion for 8 months, and the rumor is that Trinity's going to be in the Royal Rumble. So who knows? If her Impact contract is up or what? I don't know. But that's the rumor.
It was pictures. It was pictures put out that Bayley and Sasha Banks was there. So
you mean this one? Trust me, I got it all. Don't worry.
Okay,
Don't worry. It's me. I'm top level production now, But again, this goes back to what I said though. They never showed them because you can't. Well, they could show Sasha, but they can't show Bayley because she's under contract for somewhere else. They can't do their camera and turn around and be like, hey, look, this is WWE such and such. They can't do that. And the fact that they were so incognito as it is, you see they got on hoodies.
Yeah, but that's kind of ridiculous though, because you can attend an event. You can go to watch something. They can't stop you from doing that.
They can't tape you though. They can't do it. Who was it that got fired? MD, was it the Highlanders? They were at a TNA show and they got fired because TNA showed them on the TV. You cannot do that. It's a contractual thing. That's
ridiculous.
It's just like in my industry. If I was to leave the industry that I'm working for, I signed a contract that I can't do the same thing within however many mile radius. You just can't do it. Is a lot of companies do that. That's why they will not shoot them. They will.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, I mean, well, you must ain't never worked nowhere that they do that because that's a known thing.
I could drive my car with my feet. That don't mean I need to do it. Just because you can do something don't mean it needs to be done.
Man, you look at whatever. Anyway, but they were there, so that's it just furthermore lends, fuels the rumors. So I'm thinking next Saturday, this Royal Rumble is going to be pretty interesting. Hell, I'm waiting till next Friday because y'all know I will be at the SmackDown show.
So do you think that the Royal Rumble is going to be good this year? And if you do think it's going to be good, do you think it's going to be better than last year?
Yeah, it'll be better than well, y'all had it as your pay-per-view of the year, so last year had to be good.
Well, remember the year before it was the worst thing.
I don't remember the year before.
Yeah, with Shane McMahon.
Oh, that's the one that they saying
right. They messed up. It was a horrible pay-per-view.
I like Royal Rumbles. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good because I can't tell who the winner gonna be. But I mean, we doing the Royal Rumble preview and prediction show next Wednesday, so y'all tune in to Wrestling with Reality for that show.
Yep.
TNA only roster where Naomi could go improve and have plenty of time on TV, become champion. Got pretty stale at the end, but still a big move. I agree with you. Even though this is my first time watching her wrestle, and even when I saw her wrestle for the title, she didn't look good when she won the title. So that was that. MD said give him a sec. So one picture that I did shoot over because MD mentioned this. So they did have a debut, and okay, I guess they shooting in the crowd, and here they go. Oh, is that? Oh, do you know who that is? Oh, that's Ash by Elegance. You know her from WWE as Dana Brooke. This was the big female signing, because if you look before the show, they showed if you look before the show, they showed a blonde walking from behind. So everybody assumed that it was Mercedes. Well, obviously, yeah, Mercedes was there, but everybody just assumed it was her. No, it was Ash by Elegance. This is the reason why y'all come to this show, because you're going to get the pure, unadulterated truth here. This is not a good signing. Dana Brooke is not good.
But not good in the ring, on the mic, personality.
Just not good, period. Just not good, period. You know Dana Brooke.
I ain't saying that, man. I'm just listening to your observations, sir.
She's not good, man. She man, this is gonna come off bad. She was good. She was better before she started losing all that weight. When she was
Lord.
When she was Charlotte's flunky, she at least had some character. But when she started going on and changed her ring gear and became the 24/7 champion, and it just like she's not good. She's not. She's a former fitness model. She was in NXT, not in there long enough. Vince McMahon saw her, another blonde that he wanted to hurry up and bring on the main roster, brought her up way too soon before she had time to learn anything. And she's not good.
Oh.
The Bones talking about she's a superstar in T. I guess. You're right. She does suck. But I guess, hey, listen, anybody want a superstar rub, just leave WWE and they'll treat you like you're the best wrestler in the world.
Which doesn't make any sense.
This woman is not good, man. She's not. I mean, she tried to be with Natalya for a while so she could learn, under Natalya's tree. But if Natalya can't get you right, then you're probably not gonna be any good.
That whole mentality about if you come from WWE, WWF, and you go over somewhere else, you're gonna be a superstar. That's just ridiculous. Imagine the berserker leaving WWF, and then we're gonna believe that this guy's a superstar. That's ridiculous. They got ham and eggers just like everybody else.
Hey, my stalker just sent me a message. I don't know if you heard from Monday, Vancat. So these people call me and they leave me all type of messages from a million different numbers. So now I guess they got like a VPN or something. They found a way to clone 954 numbers. So now he's these are the Bible.
That's a 954 number calling me a lot recently.
But these are the Bible guys. So now here's his thing, asking me, aren't you supposed to be different? Hypocrite center, got half naked women in videos. Why you got them half naked women on there?
Oh my God, they got up to the date.
But why?
Information.
Because they have to watch me though. That's the thing. They love to look at me. So he's saying, I thought you was a Bible man. I thought you was the Bible guy. Why you got trannies on your video? And then he called me a F word. But these are the Bible guys though. Remember?
Wow.
So there you go. 954-694-09. I ain't gonna say the last one, but yeah, they literally watch me. So these are guys that'll go on and say, oh, I don't watch your channel, I don't know what you do, but they could tell me every single thing that I do because
up to the minute
they want to be me. They wish that they could get in front of the camera and be as fantastic as me, but they can't because they're little ignorant trolls and they like to hide behind the little keyboard and type on their little keyboard. but they know in reality, if they ever stood next to me in real life, that it wouldn't be no competition. And I know you listening. And then when they call me and I pick up the phone, they just breathe heavy because God forbid they act like a man and actually say something to me. They'd never do that because they want to be me. So you can't be Eddie Kane, buddy. You can't be me. You can't be me. So straight talk, the internet. Ash is a copy of yeah, you know what? I can see that they got Ash to be a copy of Tony Storm because Tony Storm is so hot right now. But the only problem with that, Richie, is that Tony Storm is actually good in the ring. Tony Storm is actually really good in the ring. So let me hold on. Let me call this coon on air and just see if he'll pick up. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Look at that. No longer in service. No longer. That's how I know they're calling me from like a VPN. No longer in service. See, you can call me, but when I call you back, you don't want to say nothing. Come on, man. Get out of here, man. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of cowards. And these the Bible guys, though, just so you know that. Just I want everybody to know who this is harassing me. It's the Bible, the guys that hide under the guise of the Bible. But anyway. Damn. So I needed MD to be on for the last match. But anyway, Trinity lost that match. Jordan Grace was the new champion. It was a good match, though. I can't crap on it. As much as I wanted to be like, boy, this is gonna be terrible because Trinity's in it. No, it was really good. And like MD said, her finishing maneuver the transitions were great. So I'm glad that she went somewhere and learned a new hole. So that was great. So damn, I wish MD said give him a sec, but here you go. The main event. You got Alex Shelley defending the TNA world title against Moose.
How was this match here?
So
Alex Shelley decent in the ring.
So I say this was the weakest match on the card, on the main, like as far as the main card. And okay, so when I say that, I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm just saying this wasn't better than the X Division title. Damn sure wasn't better than the four-way tag match. This wasn't better. I say this probably was neck and neck with the Trinity and Jordan Grace match. So,
but those other matches raised the bar real high. It seemed like in the event.
Oh yeah, those matches were dope, man. You gotta watch, man. Just go click on, just click on the link, man, and hit TNA and go to like just they got it separated in 4 parts, and you could scroll through it real easy. Those other matches were fantastic. This to me was this was good, but it wasn't great. And I don't know because again, I don't watch Impact, so I don't know if I'm supposed to like Moose. He got a good look, and I know he was a former NFL player and things like that. But to me, he's just standard big guy. Remind me of like if Terry Crews was wrestling. That's kind of what he come off as.
Oh my goodness.
Like a Terry Crews. And again, I ain't saying anything's wrong with him. I'm just saying that he this one just didn't it never got to that third gear. I just say that. MD probably would have some different thoughts on it. I know MD would have some more thoughts on it, but MD is not, he had to do something. I know you say he was getting his truck service. So
did Alex Shelley retained?
No, Moose won the belt. So Moose wins the belt with like the weakest spear ever.
They say like football players like using the spear.
Yeah, and Moose got a good look, man. He's a big dude. Like it's a big guy. This ain't no little guy. So you look at him and you're like, okay, he's believable as champion. If I'm not mistaken, he's been their champion before. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been their champion before. So they're just, I guess they're just ready to run it back, and he has a group. I forget the name of his group, but he has I want to say he had a real NFL player in the group also, and he had a woman in there and another guy. So he has a faction. I just think, I don't know if it was, you could get burned out, and the card wasn't long either. So you could get burned out on matches being too much of a humper.
Right.
That by the time you get to the main event, you're just like,
It
because
took away something.
Yeah, they don't put a buffer. They don't put a buffer in between, because the buffer.
That's why you gotta have that Piper's Pit or something.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why you gotta have something to cool the fans down. You can't just have banger, 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 because people get tired of all that cheering. And then so is okay. Case in point, WrestleMania 30, biggest thing. Bryan Danielson wins the title. But right before that, you had the upset of the Undertaker losing to Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah,
it killed the crowd.
Yeah,
it killed the crowd. So he never got that. He never got that real moment when Becky Lynch beat Penn Ronda Rousey for the title. The show was 7 hours long. So by the time they got to that match, the crowd was completely dead. They killed the crowd. So that's how I see that. It's crazy though. But I thought the match was, I thought it was good, but it wasn't great. Again, if MD comes up before I close out, he'll give his thoughts on it. But so Moose did win the match, and at the end of the match, Moose is there celebrating, and all of a sudden, old Mr. Ziggles himself comes out of the crowd. Dolph Ziggler, So Moose is standing in the ring holding his title up that he just won. Moose needs some facial hair, by the way. Oh, you just put that link back in? Okay.
Yeah, I did, because I figured he probably trying to get on.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, who the hell just put that in there? But so Moose is standing there holding his title. His people are up at the rampway clapping him on, and then all of a sudden you hear this music. Everybody's looking around. They don't know the music. So the mistake that I think they made is they put his name on the they put his name up on the Titantron. Everybody knows who he is. So there's no need.
What name is he going by? Because he can't be Dolph Ziggler.
No, he's going by his real name, Nick Nemeth.
That name is kind of suspect.
Yeah, but that's his real name. He's going by his real name, Nick, because his brother is Ryan Nemeth, and he's Nick Nemeth. But they put Nick Nemeth up on the screen, so it's like, okay, you should have just let him come out. Everybody knows who he is. So it's like, if he came, it ain't like if I came in the ring, then everybody be like, who the hell is that? But he came in the ring. Everybody already knew who he was, but they still put it up. So I'd be like, okay, don't do that. But good reaction, because that crowd was pretty hot for the whole night. They always get hyped up whenever they see people from WWE come in and stuff like that. He gets in Moose's face, talking trash, and then all of a sudden he ends up hitting Moose with a super kick, and then he goes into the crowd. He has on a regular t-shirt, but then he rips his. He kind of struggled with the shirt, by the way. But he
needs to do like Hogan and pre-cut them.
Pre-cut it.
You gotta pre-cut it.
He had his shirt. He ripped his shirt open, and then you see the TNA t-shirt. So that's the direction they're going into. So, listen, I'm not gonna say a man should never work. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just wondering why he would go there versus AEW.
Maybe he figured he would be overlooked at AEW.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, remember AEW, even though they're smaller than WWE, they are loaded with talent on their roster.
Yeah, they got a lot. Yeah, they got a lot of
guys aren't even making shows. So Dolph Ziggler shows up. I mean, is he going to be a top priority?
Well, he's a brand new WWE guy, so they'll push him. They'll feud him. Hey, Edge doesn't seem to have a problem being on TV. He's on TV every single week. And meanwhile,
I told you they got the better deal. Out of Edge versus
We'll see.
Jade.
She'll be at the Royal Rumble. We'll see. We'll see. If she's not at the Royal Rumble, then we got a problem. We'll see. But I think this is I think
So
this is a
far,
big,
Edge is paying off versus
right now, but you still got to give him a long term. I think Jade is going to be the bigger deal when it's all said and done, because
you got 2 years.
Because she's going
We
to
give them 2 years.
she's going to get that crowd that they've been dying for. But this right here to me is big fish, super small pond. I don't know. Ziggler was making 1.3 million when he left WWE. I don't know how they could pay him anywhere in that ballpark when they're only getting. I looked up their ratings. Their weekly show is getting less than 200,000 viewers.
Well, I don't think that's what the object here is. I think what Dolph Ziggler is doing is what Cody Rhodes did. When Cody Rhodes left WWE, he went on the independent. He was just being seen in different promotions, getting his brand and his value up by competing all over the world. And I think that's probably what Ziggler is doing. Rather than staying home or waiting it out for AEW to pay them, he just let me just go to TNA. I'll be visible to the wrestling community. They could see my work, and that'll get my stock up. And then I'll be able to negotiate either to come back to WWE or I can go to AEW at a higher rate. I think that's what the goal is here, what he's doing.
And plus, I think he's like 40 or close to 40.
Right, he's older now. Yeah, he's a damn vet for sure. He's like the older guy now. Before, he used to be the younger guy. Now he's the older leader, veteran guy in the locker room now.
So should he beat Moose?
Hell no. They should be putting everything in Moose. Moose could stomp his ass.
Now we'll see if their booking philosophy is different from everybody else, because everybody else, the minute you get a WWE guy, all of a sudden you want to just push him to the top over everybody.
Which I never get. Why would you deflate your homegrown talent and keep up the notion that WWE is better, and when they even get guys from WWE to come over, that somehow they're gonna beat the ass? It's like when the Outsiders came out, and they're like, these two guys are beating up a roster of WCW guys. It makes no sense. You're making your roster look weak. You're making your company look weak.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but we'll see, because like this is a fun time to be a wrestling fan. Just put it that way. I know MD likes to say it's a renaissance of wrestling. The crowd.
All because of AEW. AEW is what caused all this. AEW need more credit.
He's going to wrestle in New Japan. Yeah, I know. He wasn't he in New Japan. Him and Matt Riddle.
Yeah, he showed up there. I saw highlights of that. But he didn't do. I don't think he did anything. He just made an appearance.
But we'll see. We're getting into WrestleMania season, because when Royal Rumble comes up, WrestleMania.
He pulled the CM Punk. He just showed up, stood there, and then he left.
I bet you didn't have a problem with that, though.
He didn't do anything. Nobody is saying it. Nobody is saying he's the second coming of Jesus. It's like ridiculous. CM Punk stood on the damn podium, didn't touch him. One guy didn't grab a mic or nothing, and just left. Oh, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Wow.
Oh, damn. You see what MD just said?
What do you mean he broke his truck? What the hell?
Because his truck he's been at service. That's why he's been getting his truck service. And I think they just messed it up. Yeah, he's pissed. They probably messed his truck up. Damn, man. That's how the man makes his money, man. Yeah, man. Take care of that, MD. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry about that. Damn, that's crazy, man.
Well, so is he like in Georgia or out of Georgia?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where he is.
What
he's in Georgia. Because he was saying it's 11 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's his work truck. That's how you make his money, though.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you bring it there for them to fix it, and then they make it worse.
Oh Lord. Hey,
Yeah,
that's capitalism, baby.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the American way. We don't promise to do things right. We just got to get paid.
And I think we're gonna leave right on that. So, hey man, yeah, take care of that Venkat, man. Appreciate everybody that came. I mean, take care of that MD. I appreciate everybody that came through. Like I mentioned earlier, Venkat's work schedule has changed, so he'll be coming in a little later than normal. So me and MD will be holding it down until he gets here next week. Everybody, next week, tune in to the Royal Rumble preview and prediction show. I wish the Royal Rumble was coming on no, I don't, because I'm going somewhere earlier that day. I was about to say, I wish it came on earlier in the day so we could review it. Damn, he said he's been there since noon. So we could review it right after the show, but I'll be getting home just as the Royal Rumble starts. So I can't even do that, because the show probably won't be over till 11:30, 12 o'clock. But we'll definitely do the yeah, it's gonna be one of them late shows, because you got two 1 hour minimum Royal Rumbles, so that you got a Roman Reigns match, so that's 30.
He has to walk to the ring.
It's 15 minutes for him to get to the ring, and then another 30 for the match. Well, you got Roman Reigns and Randy Orton's. That's 30 minutes of ring entrances alone.
There you go.
Not to mention the 1 hour match, the 30-minute match. So that's an hour there. So there's your 3 hours. Plus, you're gonna have probably 2 other matches. I hope it's only like a 4 to 5 match card. It don't need to be no big card. You got the Royal Rumbles. That's the main event of the show. You don't need to be.
Yeah, the Rumbles. Each Rumble is an hour, right? Each Rumble is an hour.
Minimum, because you got the 2-minute intervals.
Yeah.
So but we'll definitely be here next Wednesday to do our preview and prediction on the Royal Rumble match, and then the following week we'll do the review show, give our thoughts on it. See how it is. And Bones, let's go Bucks. Let's go.
The real Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks. My God, you saw Dame Time. Just putting you on notice. Dame Time.
Hey, do it in the championship. Do it in the championship. don't lose.
Yeah, we don't want to go to the playoffs and just crap the bed. Hey, it seems like the women are not the only ones crapping the bed. Amber Heard style.
Don't lose to like a number 8 seed when you get to the playoffs. Don't get a gentleman's sweep. Oh yeah, you're right. Friday, damn, I forgot. This Friday, the MMA brothers will be going over UFC 290.
What time?
7. At 7:30. They normally fluctuate between 7 and 7:30. But that show will be this Friday at 7:30. I think I got a schedule for 7:30. Then we'll be doing the review show that Sunday at 10 a.m. is what we normally schedule it for because of football, but we'll see, because the games may be a little later. So we'll see how the review show goes. But it is official that we are going to be doing another episode of Straight Talk After Dark. That's going to be in February. It's based on the show we had, Man Talk Monday. We had people were asking for After Dark, so I always like to oblige the audience. Y'all be sure to check out Tate Fist Politics from last night. Fantastic show. Next week we beat down MD. And by me and by we, I mean us immigrants. We're gonna beat down MD. Next week, the politics of blackness. Y'all tune into that. It is gonna be a all-out Royal Rumble. Hell, look at this. You talk about the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is next Saturday, but we're gonna have a preview of the Royal Rumble on Tuesday on Tate Fist Politics right here on Straight Talk Society. So with all that being said, that's all I got. Let me not bad. 9 o'clock, 2.5 hour show. That's good. Perfect timing. So
what about Oh God. Straight therapy sessions. Any
Hey,
news on that?
hey, you know, I'm at the what they call it. I'm at the not the Liberty. Um, I'm waiting on the good doctor. That's all. I'm just waiting on the good doctor.
Okay.
It's funny because her and Pour Your Heart Out, they preparing to, you know, get their shows on the calendar. So I don't know. I'm just waiting. I'm just, I'm just waiting for her to call me and be like, hey, it's a go. It's time to go. We ready. So hey, who knows? But she definitely told me during Christmas that she's back ready, but it's just a matter of now when we're gonna do it. So, oh, I did forget too. We do have a debate tomorrow night. Peter Cox versus Reginald Young. That's like if y'all don't get the Peter and the Peter Griffin and the chicken reference, hey man, they just them
It's
jokers
one of the
just
best ever.
hey, they just fight every time. It's on site. Every single time they
Right.
see each other, it's on
Without
site.
saying a word, just
Without
automatic.
all Peter got to do is look up and be like, uh-oh, and then it's just is on site, just constant fighting. Hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, y'all want to come by for a good time tomorrow night? Peter Cox and Reginald Young, and we do have a couple other debates lined up for the following Thursdays going forward. Man, we got a lot going on Straight Talk Society. A lot, and not to mention we will have the shirts coming out real soon. I do have a couple more samples coming so I could check out the colors so I know which ones I want to put out. So, with all that being said, for my co-host MD, I hope we get the truck thing taken care of. Van Cat, thanks for coming through. Yeah, Big Mike, Ricardo. We had a couple newcomers, Richie Matthew, Curvin. There was another new one in here. Chris came through. Chris, we need you to come back and start doing your NXT reports again because there's no way I could watch it. Not that I don't want to. It's just too much, man. You're just trying to watch all these shows. It's just too much. There was another one, Jason Michael. Yeah, man. Appreciate all you new guys that came through to check out the show. Like I said, we gained about maybe 10 to 20 new subscribers over the past couple of weeks. So, you know, I appreciate all of that, man. Just let's keep this thing going. So, you got any other words, Venkat?
Well, clearly this show is not bad like Tape Fist Politics. We're the most notorious show on YouTube, it seems like. But we do have the most dangerous panel in all of politics. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you next week on WWR. We'll see you next week on all the shows. Bones, Zay, this Friday, MMA Brothers.
Hey, they got whoa. Grayson Waller got arrested. What the hell?
You doing crack?
Oh man, I gotta see. Damn, I gotta go look that up. But what I did want to say, YouTube sent me an email today, and they was like, "Oh, your Man Talk Monday show," because I requested a review because they hit me with a
Copyright?
they hit me with a copyright, but I took care of that. I just muted the audio on that. But they hit me with a ad suitability, so they're basically saying that the show's not suitable
for an ad.
Yeah, for ads. So I'm like, I think I know what, because we start going off the rails towards the middle. So I responded back to them like, hey, I need a human review. So you need to, you guys need to review this so I can know what's up. So they're like, oh, they sent me back a message. So much after the review, we still feel that this show is not suitable for all advertisers and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, get out of here, man. Yeah, YouTube, just do better, man. Because all the crap I hear,
exactly. I was just about to say that.
The stuff that I've been involved in, the nastiness.
YouTube act like they so innocent and precious, and there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube that's wild.
Man, I mean, like we literally do a political show better than anybody else, by the way, and they just block it on every opportunity they get, man. Like I can't. It's the craziest thing. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. But hey, it is what it is. That's why I always said I never was in this to be rich because I'd be starving right now. We do this to entertain you guys. So, you know, we hope that you are entertained and then you do get something. Hey, this show is just literally just, you know, we come on here and gas back. But we do Take Fist Politics, you know, shows like that is actual real knowledge going forward. So be sure to check that out. You know, we got the biblical debates and discussions tomorrow night. You know, UFC. We got Man Talk Monday, the flagship show of the Straight Talk Society. That's gonna be the one you want to come to if you just want the all-out BS drama. That's the show there. But you know, hey, we got something for everybody. So again, with all that being said, I'll leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Until tomorrow night,
peace.
Leave Deanna Purrazzo alone.
And the bitch now the whole world can acknowledge me. You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep in the shit. Brother, I'm gonna take you home. What? You're gonna be mine. You're about to be mine. The world